Hello? Okay, cool. Um, for some reason, my audio was, I don't know why, but sometimes the mic will just kind of disconnect. It happens. I should turn my light on. There. Anyway, hi. What the fuck? Just something disconnected and disconnected. I don't know why, but I think we're good now. Think everything's fine. Hey, if you heard the window sounds, that means the sound is coming through, so it's fine. Also, luckily my water bottle is at least somewhat filled and the water is cold, so I'm not gonna, if someone makes me drink water, it's not gonna be nasty water. Right. I should also probably change the thing. I totally forgot to do that. Alright, have fun. We probably gonna finish this game today. Guess we'll see. Last time we were on, I'm trying to remember what happened. I think the right, talk to golf people. Alright, well, fuck it, let's just see what happens. Yes, hello. Okay. As you both know, I'm trying to speak to everyone on the train as part of my investigation. But with that guy, I barely got a word out of him before he brushed me off and went running. The nerve. You think he might be involved? I have no idea, but it definitely seems suspicious to me now. Guess it means it isn't going well. So how about your missing woman? Has she turned up? No, not yet. That's too bad. Looks like neither of us are finding much success in our investigations, huh? Well, don't give up. I believe in you. I know you can figure it out. Probably. Maybe just get his name. Who knows where he's off to now? Oh well, guess I'll have to corner him later. I did see him in the observation car last night. Maybe a train attendant over there knows something about him. He just took me out of that menu. Does that mean I'm done talking to him? I guess so. The weird bartender have anything else to say? You had something to tell me. The sound of silence, music to my ears. Oh, God. Thank you. Now, the secret. Those two, the wealthy couple, are not as wealthy as they appear. They're not? Once they were at one time, sure, but now, no. They are most certainly broke. But if they're broke, how can they afford such a luxurious suite? I assure you, appearance can be very deceiving. Hey Kai, hopefully finishing this game today. How you doing? The husband, Monty. Some time ago, he was rather well known in Vendrika as a performer. Sometime later, he was well known as a tabloid curiosity. And now, well, he's not much known at all. What kind of performer was he? He was. Hmm, I've said enough, I think. Oh, come on, tell us. No, I think that will do. Come on, I can keep pressing him. He has to tell us. I don't think he does. Persistent, are we? It's not like it's a big secret. If you intend to keep investigating, I suspect it will become quite obvious what the man's profession was. Hey, Nessa. How are you? Alright, how about this? Another deal. I will soon be going on break, but later this evening. I'll be back in this spot when I return. If you can tell me the man's former occupation, I will tell you the rest of his sad, pathetic story. Is that all? What's in it for you? Nothing for me this time. To tell you the truth, I'm just having a bit of fun. It's up to you if you'd like to know a little more. Well, you know where to find me. Good, and you're just on my way to work. Oh, nice. I'm fine. I ate just before this, which is something that I need to definitely do more before I stream, because usually the time that I stop streaming is because I'm getting hungry. I don't think I have anything left to talk to Daltrey about, but... Oh, groundwork to cover, and I have a lot of time to do it. If I get back to the station empty-handed, oh boy, the bosses will not be happy. Say, you two came here with an older gentleman, right? New professor? You mean Professor Martin? Why would you like to speak with him? Well, I'll have to get around to it eventually. He seems like a nice fellow. Could you point me in the direction of his cabin, by chance? Sure. He's in the third sleeping car in the last cabin. Fantastic, thank you. Good luck, you two. Knock him dead out there. And there he goes. I'd like to find out a little bit more about that old man. Okay, so... Well, there are a few more options to consider about where to go next. Dennis suggested the storage car would be a good place to hide a person, so we could definitely check that out. The old man was apparently hanging around the observation car last night, too. Maybe we can find some clues about him there. Oh, and don't forget, we still have to try and talking to Vita and Monty. Especially now that the bartenders agreed to tell us more about them if we can figure out Monty's former job. Okay, so... Small thing, but I think that that's a dialogue line you only get if you do this route first, and maybe if you did the other route first, then you wouldn't even get this whole bit. Maybe. I don't know. It's up to you. Okay, where do we go first? Alright. Go talk to Vita and Monty, or we can try and continue the path of... Well, this path. Fuck it. Let's go to the storage car. Kind of dark in here. Hang on, I think there's another light switch. Alright, that's better. So everybody's luggage is stored away in here. Right. Storage cars are for any luggage too big to carry on. Wasn't a problem for us, but it's very useful for anyone who needs space, or for really any large cargo. I have never been on a train, but I have to wonder how bad it actually is, or how good. I say bad, I have no idea. Um, I'll be honest, I don't even know where to start. Do you really think she could be somewhere on this? I have no idea, Emma, but it couldn't hurt to look around, right? Yeah, okay, let's get started. Man, there's so much junk in here. Better make sure we inspect each side thoroughly. Need to keep searching. Okay, so that's... I guess that's just our way of getting back and forth. Got it. So... Now we can... Okay, right. Where? We have to press where. It's under this cloth. Pyramids are fun. Take longer sometimes, but are nice. Right, I would imagine they take longer. If you've taken a bus before, what would you say is better, train or bus? I have no idea. It's unlike any box I've ever seen. Almost like tall enough to fit a person inside. For what purpose? To think about it, I feel like I've seen something like this before. Oh, yeah, let's just say you don't want to be the person who has to step inside that box. Yeah, it's like one of those circus boxes, right? At least not without proper training. What on earth could this possibly be? Let's just pull off this cloth. Ah. Is that what I think it is? Why is there a guillotine on the train? Yeah, how about you don't put your head there? There's a head in the basket. Head? I think I'm gonna be sick. It's probably a prop head. I think. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, this head's just a model. It looks like it came off a dummy or something. In fact, in closer inspection, I'm not sure this is even a real guillotine. Blade is dull. I think the whole thing would just be some kind of prop. Haven't done a long-term bus ride for anything other than school. Yeah, okay, fair enough. What kind of person needs a guillotine as a prop? A circus performer, probably. Train has a food car, while bus is a bus. True, but buses also can stop at places to grab food. gas station, so it's not like gourmet or some shit, but I can't imagine the stuff on the train is gourmet either. Moment of truth. Oh, it's a frog. See, I was gonna say it was a toad, but like he said frog, so I was like, maybe it is actually just a frog. I believe it's a toad. Frogs are smoother and slimier. Now we're looking for then. No, not exactly. Kind of cute though. Why'd I get an achievement for that? Oh, this is pretty big. Okay. That's weird. What do you think it's for? It looks big enough to hold a large animal, like a tiger or something. If that's what it's for, then where's the tiger? Unless it escaped. Oh, Aki, over there. What? There's nothing over there. Sorry, that was mean. But still, what is the cage for? No, I must remember. Was the first time I had cup noodles and microwave foods. Also some creeps, but I'm sure creeps are on buses. Well, yeah, where people can be on any form of transportation. I dealt with a weirdo on a plane once. This looks bad, like a bad Halloween costume, you know, like a sheet ghost. Let's see what's underneath. Okay, so it's not small. I was about to say that is a very small armor, but no, it's regular size. It's just POV. Hello? Anybody in there? No, it seems like it's empty. Bummer. I thought maybe she'd be inside. Why the fuck would she be in there? Did she say she was a knight or from the round table? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting desperate. Well, I think that's like everything to check in this area, right? Unless we can check just the boxes. No. Did you play guitar? Not really. I mean, I can play a few chords, I guess, but I was never very good. Oh, I don't say that. You should play me something. You nuts? I'm not going to rummage around in someone's belongings just to embarrass myself. Yeah, I guess you're right. Should have known better. I think you're probably better than you're giving yourself credit, though. Okay, so I think that's... I mean, we could look at their damn golf clubs, but... Guess this belonged to Dennis and Palmer. Didn't they say their clubs were stolen by the Mafia or something? Maybe they bought new sets when they finally got the Ventrica as a souvenir. Or they were just making shit up, obviously. Hey, do you think there's anything odd about all the things under this cloth? Is that a joke? No. I mean, do they have anything in common you can think of? Anything common? Weird box, pop guillotine, pseudo armor, and a cage. I think it's stuff for, like, a circus. What might someone have a use for all four of those things? Let's think. Maybe. Would that be louder inside of the storage car? Because, like, I don't know how insulated storage cars are in trains, but, like, I feel like that shit would hurt. Scared me half to death. Jeez. Knew they were loud, but that was completely deafening. Okay, cool. Point proven. Guess it makes sense, though. The storage car is pretty close to the engine. Hey, you two, what are you doing in here? Huh? What? I think he's a porter. Both of you, show me your boarding passes now. Boarding passes? Who just carries those around? Mr. Porter, sir, we left our boarding passes in our cabin. We were just here to look for some of our luggage. So you two are legitimate passengers, then? I sincerely apologize. It's just I've been really on edge lately, what with all the stowaways. Stowaways? That's right, stowaways. It's been a real problem lately. Can't tell you how many people we found hiding behind luggage here, trying to hitch a ride to London. Some of them even have gone as far as to steal forged tickets. Can you believe that? I mean, gosh, are you really that desperate to go to London? The weather's awful. Don't get me started on the food. Well, anyway, sorry for blowing up at you. Is there anything I can help you with? That looks pretty tough. Definitely want to get on his bad side. You know, porters aren't supposed to be security guards. Their job is to load and unload luggage, and yet, because of all the stowaways lately, I have to constantly be on alert. And when I see one, it's whammo bop bam. beat him up? Well, no, we'll usually just alert the police at our destination, have them apprehended when we arrive. Still, such a hassle. A woman's gone missing, you say? Well, if you think she's in here, I'd say it's pretty unlikely. I've been in and out regularly, I haven't seen anything unusual. Yeah, I assisted in loading all the luggage you see here. I'm what's called a traveling porter. After a load-in, it's my job to organize the storage car to ensure smooth unloading at the station. It's quite a physically demanding job, but as you can see, I'm cut up for the task. He's got the same face as one of the golfer dudes. Can I... No, other one. What was his name? It was Porter and... Dennis? Yeah, that is the same, like... That's the same mug right there. Whistle scary? Yeah. Pretty loud coming in here. It's not everywhere on board, so much that it's hard to hear much else when everything blows. Hold up, let me get a picture of him again. Yeah, like, that's just the same jawline. Damn near. It's the same smirk for sure. I often receive complaints about it when it's waking people up in the middle of the night, but it's not just for show, you know. The conductor will blow the whistle for a variety of reasons, all related to safety. Making a wide turn, when the train stops, starts moving, when approaching a station, or crossing. Probably seems random, but there's a method to the madness. That makes sense. Want to know more about the luggage in here? You and me both, buddy. I swear I was terrified when I was gonna lose my head and trying to get that guillotine on board. All I know is the weirdest stuff on here belongs to the same guy, some fellow with the big hat. Okay, so Monty was a circus performer. There's more that goes into the whistle signals than you think. Yeah, okay. Haven't seen anyone. Mentioned that some stowaways have fake or stolen tickets, right? That's right. The crafty ones realize it'll be hard to stay hidden on a train for the entire ride, so they come prepared. Usually with some kind of fraudulent ticket, then they'll pretend they're legitimate passengers. Awfully crafty, but not crafty enough. You see, I'm always carrying around a list of registered passengers, so it's very easy to cross-reference a suspicious passenger with the list. Of course, it only works if I'm able to identify anybody that's acting suspicious, which isn't all that often if I'm being honest. So how about this? I'm sure you've met plenty of people on this train, no? If you see anyone suspicious, tell me their name and I'll cross-check it with my list. Maybe we can catch a criminal in the act. Have any ideas about who to ask him about? Think of a few people. I mean, I would say Dennis and Porter are like just regular dudes. Yep, looks like Dennis and Palmer, not Porter. Oops, he's the Porter. Dennis and Palmer are registered together. They share a single cabin. Seems like that's gotta be rough. Single bed, pretty small, but sometimes people do it to save money, which I get. I don't have Dalton registered, but you're talking about the detective, right? What an ordeal that was. He strolled up on the train yesterday and just walked aboard. No ticket or nothing. Didn't even try to tell us who he was. Almost had security throw him off before he finally showed us his badge. Honestly, what was he expecting? Would have liked to see that. Yes, Vita and Monty registered together. Says they're staying in the luxury suite. Lucky. Okay, well, that all checks out. I guess, can I talk to him about them again? Yep. Okay, so... Maybe the old man is a suspicious person. Maybe that's why this is even brought up. I didn't mean to come here. God damn it. Oh, hello, Monty. How are you doing? Doesn't look like Vita's here. Oh boy, this should be interesting. How are you doing, Monty? Have you been enjoying your trip? Nice weather we're having, no? Well, hope you're having a nice day. What are we doing? Monty's Vita out. Wonder where she is. Hey, Monty, do you remember the ring you showed us that we showed you and your wife yesterday? Seemed to have misplaced. You wouldn't happen to have seen it, have you? What about Vita? Do you think she knows where it might be? Can you tell if a man who doesn't speak is lying? Wait, I know. How about this? Maybe to talk to someone who doesn't speak, gets to communicate silently. Let's try talking to him without saying a single word. Maybe he'll open up to us, somehow. Yeah, that makes sense. What does that even mean? Alright, just humor her. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. So we're trying to communicate telepathically. I feel like I can hear what he's thinking. Something along the lines of, I wish these stupid people would leave me alone. Yeah, something like that. I don't think that was helpful. Any more bright ideas? Hey, at least I tried something. You can't fault me for thinking outside the box. I don't hear you coming up with any better ideas. No, she has me there. While we're here, maybe we could have a quick look around. You don't think Monty would mind? I mean, what's he gonna do? Tell us to stop? I guess not, but still, let's not go too far. I don't want to invade his privacy. If you see anything interesting, maybe we could try asking him about it. Just in case you know something about the playing cards. Yeah. Curious about them. I don't know. I don't want you to know we looked inside. Goofy cat. Goofy hat. Can't imagine he'll have anything to say about this, but... Well, he doesn't have much to say about anything, does he? Let me ask him about the plant. So we found the ring yesterday. I wonder if Monty would tell us anything else about this cabin besides him and Vita. It's impossible to read. There's been a few ways to get him to open up to us somehow, but maybe it'll be easier without Vita here. Vita isn't here. The atmosphere almost feels a lot friendlier without her, honestly. Bartender said Vita and Monty are broke, but if that's true, how on earth could they afford this room? What are you doing? Don't just take things. What if Monty gets mad? Well, Max, it's fine. I was thinking about asking him if he wanted to play some poker with us. Oh, you are, huh? Okay, maybe not, but maybe we can find a use for these. I want to get a close look at those playing cards, but not while Monty's in the room with us. Nothing else? Okay. It's a nice jewelry case. Maybe... Must be a lot of expensive jewelry in there, huh? I don't think this line of questioning will be useful. Is that your hat, Monty? Oh. Cool. Great insight. Thank you. Is he a mime? I don't know why I just now thought about that. Hey, Monty, by any chance, has anyone else been in this cabin besides you and Vita? Come on, you can tell us. We have a little secret, right? Oh, come on. Don't patronize him. Alright, fine. I'm gonna give you the deck. Sure, here you go. He's shuffling the deck. I think. Let's just pick a card. Okay, Ace of Spades. Oh, Ace of Clubs. I guess, yeah, the spade does look a little more that. Oh, I know what this is. It's one of those card tricks. You pick a card without him knowing what it is, and now he's shuffling it back into the deck. And somehow, miraculously, he'll find your card again. Let me guess, he's actually bad at this now. Oh, nope. He did it. That was it. He found it. Oh, that's incredible, Monty. Now he smiles. That's kind of wholesome. Oh, Monty, oh, my aching headache. Auntie, this migraine is so painful. I'm seeing spots, but if I'm correct, those two irksome children are lurking in our cabin again. They are here. Could you please make them leave immediately? I simply cannot tolerate any intrusions right now. Oh, my head. I think we should go. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you for your time, Monty. Yeah, alright. Observation car. Is that Dolce? I'm assuming it is. It's the observation car, the last car of the train. The view is really wonderful, isn't it? The outside platform in the back is such a neat feature. And it's also where I first met the woman. Let's see if anyone here knows anything about her. Or that old man. Who are you talking to? Okay. Hey, peace and love, man. Peace and love. Sorry, are you talking to me? Haha, sure, man. Peace and love. Come on, say it with me. How about I just think it? Oh, alright, if that's what floats your submarine. Haha, peace and love. Peace and love. I think that's a pretty nice message. Let's talk to someone else now, please. This guy seems very engrossed in a newspaper. It'll be perfect. Aha, yes. Just need to meet one man on this train who hates someone in his life as much as I hate my father. Oh, I'm now getting foods. Okay, have fun. Yes, then we could simply trade murders. Aha, oh yes, he'll never get caught. The fuck? You think we should talk to him? I think we should keep our distance from that guy. Train attendant. Could ask her some questions. Oh, hello, how can I help you? Wow, Vendrican girls really knock me out. Okay. I don't think I've seen any woman like that. Isn't it so nice here? I love how pretty the views are outside the window. I specifically requested to be stationed here as my favorite place on the train. You know what? Fair enough. It's a very nice room. The outside platform is really unique. It's a really unique feature on this train. They were common many years ago, but today it's very rare. You think it could be dangerous? Dangerous? No, I wouldn't say so. Guard railing's pretty high. You'd have to really try to fall off. Granted, if you did, you probably would be seriously injured, or worse. I don't think it's very likely. An old man, can you describe him for me? Kind of short, gray hair, wearing a brown suit, I think. Oh, you must mean Mr. Fisher. Mr. Fisher? Mr. Fisher was in here last night. Oh, he's such a sweet man. What can you tell us about him? We talked for what felt like hours last night. He's a real charmer. He told me to go to London to see his daughter and her family. He's going to London to see his daughter and her family. He said his daughter just had a baby and he's very excited to meet her. Isn't that just adorable? Lost your wedding ring? Oh no, how are you going to propose now? No, the ring isn't mine. It's just something we found on the train and then lost again. Oh, you would have been in some serious trouble if that were yours. Haven't seen anything like that, but I'll keep an eye out. Want to know about me? Gosh, I don't know what to say. I don't think this is necessary. Hope he asked about something important. That's funny. Looking for him? Well, not sure where he's staying on the train, but he'd come back here in a few hours. He told me he'd come back tonight. I asked him to tell me where he grew up. Gambika, huh? That's the militarized state on the other side of Vendrica, if I remember correctly. Sit platform isn't really dangerous. Great place on the train. Starting to become mine too. Oh. That's actually really funny. Mr. Fisher, what are you thinking, Emma? She said he was from Gambrica, right? Remember what Detective Daltrey said about the victim from the hotel, Otto Keller? Oh yeah, he was a Gambrican immigrant, right? I wonder if there was some sort of connection. I don't know, Emma. There's probably like thousands of Gambrican immigrants in Vendrica. Yeah, you're probably right. Still, we need to talk to him. Wonder if there's anything about this attendant that... anything else the attendant can tell us about him. Talk about Fisher. Sweet old man, I can tell he really cares about his family. There's one thing I wanted to ask him, though. Before he left yesterday, he said something I didn't understand. There's something about someone named Alma. Probably his daughter's name? I just can't remember, but isn't that such a pretty name? Yeah, very pretty. But Alma is probably the lady's name. Alma. Alma! That was her name! I remember now, it was Alma. The woman? Yes, I'm sure of it. All I could remember yesterday was that it began with an A, but hearing it now, I'm certain it was Alma. Can't believe it. You said Mr. Fisher mentioned someone named Alma. You sure? Yep. Sure, he must have been talking about one of his family members. I can't remember. It's just something about someone named Alma, and okay, that's it. Pretty crowded in here. It's not too surprising. It's a pretty nice spot. Okay, not much else to see in this spot. I guess now we have to discuss. She was talking about a person named Alma. Could this really be a coincidence? You're certain the woman you met was named Alma? I want to trust my memory, but I don't know anymore. Is it possible I heard Fisher mention the name to bring someone into the lounge car yesterday, and that's what I'm remembering? I think you should trust yourself. I'm sure you're remembering the right thing. Yeah, you're right. I know what you told me. I can't start doubting myself now. Let's stay focused. We need to talk to Fisher as soon as possible. It's so early, we should keep investigating the other cars until tonight, when he comes back here. Who knows, maybe we'll run into someone else. Somebody else who could tell us something about him. Or Alma. Thank you for your time. No problem. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Okay, so... what if we go back to the storage car and ask him about... yeah, okay, cool. Nope, nobody named Alma registered here. Kind of surprising, actually. It's a pretty common name around these parts. Okay, well that's not the most helpful info. Nope, no Fisher here. The old man is one who told... the old man who told one of the train attendants his name was Fisher. Are you sure there's nobody registered with that name? I'm completely sure. The list doesn't lie. You know what this Fisher is now? No, we're told he might show up in the observation car tonight. Good to know. Maybe I'll have a little talk with him tonight. Heck, maybe I'll bring the detective with me. Wonder what Emma thinks about this development. I should ask her, once I have nothing left to ask Porter about. Pretty sure I did say, that the old man might have been the person that was suspicious, because, like, you know, him trying to avoid the detective specifically kind of just made me think, yeah. Alright. What are you thinking, Emma? Oh, I was just thinking about Fisher. So many strange coincidences about him, you know? From Cambrica, like the murder victim from the hotel, you know, someone with the same name as this missing woman, and top it all off, might not even be registered on this train. Just who is he? Well, I think I might have to ask him ourselves when he stops by the observation car tonight. We still have some time to kill. Is there anything else left to do? I don't think we need to ask the porter anything else. No, we do not. Can we go back to see the one guy? Getting a bit late. Looks like the bartender's back, and who's that in the booth? Is that Professor Martin and Detective Daltrey? Yeah, probably. Oh, hello, you two. How are you both? Hi, Professor. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, all good. Was that detective? Was that the detective you were just talking to? Oh, yes, he came to see me about an hour ago. He's still investigating the case from the hotel, you know. To think this train might be connected somehow. Frankly, it all seems a bit fantastic to me. My understanding is that he intends to speak with everyone on board, so I invited him to speak with me here over some coffee. How's the investigation going? Did he tell you much about it? No, not all that much. I'm afraid I wasn't able to be much of help. I only know that as much about the incident as the police would tell me that night, after all. If I had to guess, I'd say he doesn't have many leads. It's entirely possible he's been on a wild goose chase this whole time. Still, he is quite determined. He just left to look for more passengers to speak to. I'd say I hope he finds what he's looking for, but, well, I suppose I'd rather he didn't. After all, I'd feel much better if the train didn't have anything to do with the murder. That's fair. I'd probably feel better with a more competent detective on board, if I'm being honest. Also fair. Well, I'll be going back to my cabin now. Why'd he look over like that? Is everything alright, Professor? Oh, yes. I felt a bit... I felt a tad under the weather these past few days. I do hope I'm not coming down with something. Nothing to worry about. Don't stay up too late, you two. We won't. Good night, Professor. Good night. What if he took the ring? Alright, okay, let's go talk to that bartender. He was clearly a circus performer. Well, you're back. Have you determined what Monty's former occupation was? Yes, I think so. Well then, let's hear it. Yeah, I was saying mime, so... I want to say mime. Because... I think I can just straight up save here. Nope. Damn. Okay. Fuck it. So it wasn't mime. Perhaps you should rethink your answer. Seriously, have you not figured it out? Just kidding, of course I know it. It's totally obvious. Did I get this wrong this time? Come on. Okay, but like, I was taking like the muteness and like all that shit to take, you know, he was that. So it's a magician. It was one of the two answers, for sure. But I was like, him being mute definitely equals mime. But I guess that's meant to throw you off intentionally. Because, like, he did the magic tricks, and I know, like, typically with mimes, they're doing, like, well, pantomiming. They don't actually have things around them, so I guess I should have guessed that if I thought about it a little bit harder. So, what happened to him? Dude, you're evil. Okay, yes, you win, I will tell you. Monty was still performing as recently as a year ago. His act was quite popular, a tourist attraction. Part of his gimmick was that he would never speak, give himself an air of mystery. His act was mostly standard tricks and possible escapes and such. But one night, something terrible happened. While some magic tricks look dangerous, the audience typically assumes there are plenty of safe precautions in place to prevent injury, but while that's largely true, many tricks are actually quite dangerous and require pinpoint timing and skill from the performers. One night, Monty's show was running late, and in his haste to get on the stage, he neglected to perform a routine safety procedure. As such a result, the poor fool became trapped in a box that was to be crushed by a large weight. He very easily could have died. When he realized he could not escape, he actually shouted for help from inside the box. The assistant pulled the box to safety moments before the weight came crashing down. I suppose help was the first word Monty uttered in years. It took him agonizingly long to pry open the box, with Monty begging for his life the whole time. The audience watching in horror, it became clear that this was not part of the act. The rest of the night performance was cancelled, and shortly after, the story became something of a tabloid curiosity. For his trouble, Monty became a laughingstock, and to make matters worse, no venue would book his act any longer, believing it to be too unsafe. Monty hasn't performed ever since, and the public has largely forgotten about him. But I remember. I recognized him the moment I saw him. Oh my, that's horrible. Saw some of the props from his act in the storage car. What do you think he's trying to do? If I had to guess, I'd say he wants to start fresh in a country that's unfamiliar with his history. His career may be over in Vendrika, but the baggage from his incident shouldn't follow him all the way to London. I don't know how he can afford such a move. The man hasn't worked in a year, and frankly, his wife may live like they're rich, but I don't think Monty was bringing home millions from his act. That supposedly glamorous lifestyle has likely always been a facade. But, well, I suppose that's none of my business. I was actually predicting he was going to say that. This is all I'm able to tell you. But, if there's anything else to discover, you'll have to discover it for yourself. What a sad story. I feel so bad for him. It would have raises more questions than answers, though, and we still don't know what Vita and Monty have to do with Alma, if anything. Yeah, there's still a piece of the puzzle missing, but at least we're making some progress, right? It's just about nighttime. Do you think Mr. Fisher will be back in the observation car by now? He's the last person who may have seen me and Alma together. There's too many coincidences for him to not be connected to this somehow. I have a feeling he's hiding something big. Just what could it be? I do wonder that since he's probably a stowaway, right? Where is he sleeping? Because if he's like sleeping in Emma's room, right, like hiding somewhere in her room, that would explain how he got the ring. Or obviously he could have just like tiptoed in there and grabbed it, but I'm trying to think from more of a like more bizarre angle, I guess. All this talking is making my throat dry. There he is, right on schedule. Is my hearing going out? Hate tinnitus. Alright, here goes nothing. Excuse me, sir? Yes, can I help you? You're Mr. Fisher, correct? How do you know who I am? Oh, these two wanted to talk to you earlier. I think they're looking for something. This is Fisher. Up close, he seems kind of frail. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember. I can't help you. Not very talkative, huh? Didn't want to talk to Detective Daltra either. What is he hiding? Let's ask him about Alma. Maybe we'll get him talking. How do you know that name? The name of a woman we're looking for. Does it ring a bell? I don't know anything. Stop asking me questions. I can't help you. That touched a nerve. Mr. Fisher, are you okay? Hi, Luna. Leave me alone. Still won't talk to us. He really seems nervous. Should we tell him that we know he's not registered in the train? I don't know. Let's press him just a little bit further. I know he's hiding something. He must know something about Alma. He just has to. Nervous about pushing him too far, but Emma's right. We need to know what he knows. What do you want? Why are you harassing me? I don't know anything about that or anything else. I have nothing to do with that. It's okay. We're just trying to find out what happened to Alma. You leave her out of this. I know nothing, and I will tell you nothing. Mr. Fisher, calm down. Everything will be okay. Mr. Fisher, we know you're not registered on this train. And so does the porter. He may be looking for you. Or he may already be looking for security. Not registered. Is that true, Mr. Fisher? There's no reason left for you to hide anything from us. Please. We just want to find Alma. Are you a ghost or some shit? I won't go back. Are you from Gumbrika? You can't make me go back. Uh-oh. I have a gun. Not come any closer, or I'll... Oh my god. Stay back, I'm warning you. He's got a gun. Really? I don't know what to do. I'm so scared I can't move. Gotta do something quick. He might... But what should we do? He looks scared. Does he think we're trying to hurt him? Maybe this is all just a misunderstanding. Maybe I can reason with him. Looks terrified, but why? Throw a rock at him? I don't think we have a rock to throw. We could throw one of those lamps, but I feel like he could shoot us before we even get the chance to do that. Fish, you don't have to do this. We're not trying to get you in trouble. We're just looking for someone. Shut up. You're just trying to trick me. Get me to go back to Vendrika? You can't. I won't. Why is he so afraid of going back to Vendrika? He probably was meant to be murdered or something. Be quiet. Go away right now, or I'll shoot you. It's no use. He's not listening. Is Emma okay? Probably not. Mr. Fisher, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I mean, I'm not. Shut up. You can't fool me. I remember now. You too. You were talking to that detective. You're with the police. He's gonna take me away. He's gonna take me back, and then I'll... No, I won't let you. Mr. Fisher, we're not with the detective. This is just a misunderstanding. You don't have to do this. I have no choice. If I go back to Vendrika, I'll be killed. They'll kill me just like they killed Maxwell. Did he just say Maxwell? Whoever heard that name? Drop the gun. Detective? It's over, Fisher. Drop it. I'm finished. Oh, he actually dropped it. I thought he was gonna... Desperate times call for desperate measures. No bullets. Mr. Fisher. Mr. Fisher, I searched your cabin and found your boarding pass. The ticket was stolen, was it not? Yes. Just a moment ago, you said if you weren't back in Vendrika, you'd be killed. Like Maxwell. Did you mean Edison Maxwell, the lawyer? Yes, that's right. Of course, Maxwell was the lawyer who'd been found dead yesterday morning. The lawyer that Otto Keller, the victim in the hotel, used to work for. Think you better explain yourself. What are you doing on this train? Can you ever forgive me for this? Yes, Mr. Fisher, of course we forgive you. I need to explain from the beginning. I came to Vendrika 25 years ago with my wife and my young daughter. From my home in Ganbrika. His wife was tall. Our home in Ganbrika was very challenging, so we came to Vendrika in hopes to make our life better for our young daughter. We were led to believe that Vendrika would be our promised land, that our troubles would be over when we finally arrived. That was a lie. We found that opportunities for Ganbrikan immigrants were few and far between. We were not welcomed with open arms, and as we thought we would be. The truth is, we struggled just as much in Vendrika as we did in Ganbrika. It was hard to make ends meet. It only got harder when my wife fell ill. She died. I tried my best to be a good father to my daughter, but I know I made many mistakes. When she grew older, she met an Englishman who wanted to take her away to London. She begged me to let her go, but I was afraid of losing her. I said some things I shouldn't have said. It doesn't matter in the end. She left without saying a word. My life hit rock bottom. That's when I met him, Maxwell. He introduced himself to me with a proposition. He would pay me a sizable sum if I spied on my employer for him. I've been working as a gardener for a Vendrikan senator for a few years. I don't know why, but Maxwell wanted information on him. I couldn't say no. I needed the money. I could barely support myself as it was. Every night I would meet Maxwell at his home and tell him what I'd found. He would pay me and I would go. It seemed harmless enough. That went on for a few months until one day I received a letter in the mail. It was from my daughter. I hadn't heard from her for so much as 2 years. I couldn't believe it. She told me she had just given birth to her daughter. And she named her after her grandmother, my wife. She named her Alma. Suddenly I was overcome with guilt. What had I become, spying on a politician for a crooked lawyer? I hardly recognized myself. How could I face my daughter? How could I face my granddaughter, knowing what I had done? That night, I resolved to tell Maxwell that I wouldn't spy for him anymore, but he refused. He threatened me. He said if I stopped, he would use connections in the government to have me deported. He had me trapped. What could I do? How could I refuse? I had to keep spying for him, but at least now I had a goal. I would save up my money and buy a ticket to London. I would escape. I would find my daughter. I was so close. Only needed a few more payments from Maxwell and I'd be finished. But then, I went to his house 2 nights ago and he was dead. I panicked. I ran as fast as I could, and then it hit me. Somebody must have found out about the spying. I got to Maxwell first, but I must be next, so I had to escape. Came to the station, and well, you know what I did. Never thought I'd be found out. When the train left the station, I was sure I was free. I'd soon be in London, reunited with my daughter and her family. Oh, Mr. Fisher. What a story. The senator you were working for, what was his name? It was Senator Gordon. Senator Gordon? Isn't that Professor Martin's friend? Yeah. Officer, I'm begging you. Please. Let me stay in London. Don't make me go back to Vendrika. I just want to see my daughter. I just want to meet my granddaughter. I just want to meet Alma. When we arrive in London, you have to come back with me from the first train back to Vendrika. I promise no harm will come to you when we return home. I understand. Well, detective, can't you let him stay? I know he's broken the law, but it isn't up to me. If the rest of you wouldn't mind, I'd like to speak with him alone for a while. Let's go. Well, shit. I feel so ashamed of myself. I was sure he knew something about Alma. Thought if we cornered him, we could get him to talk, but it's just a coincidence. Now he won't be reunited with his family. It's all my fault. It's alright, Emma. I think we both went a little too far. I really feel bad for Mr. Fisher, but it seemed like a good lead. Could I ever apologize for this? I don't know what to say. Let's take a step back. We got information today. We can worry about Mr. Fisher later. He's still waiting for us to find her, remember? You're right. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's review what we learned today. Just like last time. Day got off to a bad start. When I woke up, discovered the ring was missing. Searched my cabin for over an hour, but couldn't find it anywhere. Still feel stupid for losing it. It's okay, we were able to investigate without it. Yeah. Still need to find other people who might have seen me and Alma together, so we went to the lounge car for them. Started with those golfers, Dennis and Palmer. Unfortunately, neither of them remembered a thing about me or Alma. They were too busy arguing about putters or whatever. When we brought it up, Dennis proposed a couple theories to explain what may have happened to Alma. Some of them are a little ridiculous, but, well, what did you think of the Dennis's theories? I agree that if he was still on board, he'd probably be aboard the storage car. Yeah, that is the only thing I could say really makes sense. Seems the most plausible theory to me. In hindsight, it sounds pretty crazy, though. Anyway, after we finished talking with them, we ran into Fisher for the first time. He was trying to get away from Daltrey. It seemed pretty suspicious. Fisher left quickly, and Daltrey went back to his investigations around the time we talked to the bartender. Creep made us a deal. If we could correctly guess Monty's former job, he'd tell us a bit more about the two of them. Monty and Veda, I mean. Gosh, after everything that happened tonight, I almost completely forgot about those two. We tried talking to them again, but it didn't go so well. Yeah. Only Monty was around at first, and we just made a few words. There was one thing that seemed to resonate with him, though. Do you remember what it was? The cards. I mean, it's right there in the picture, so... It was the cards. As soon as we showed it to him, he performed a little card trick for us. It was charming. Then Veda came back and kicked us out. Felt really bad for Monty at the time. He seemed like so happy before she came back. Anyway, the card trick was pretty solid cue about Monty's former job was, but it was finding all of his things in the storage that really clinched it to me. That really clinched it. Cage, weird box, suit of armor, guillotine. So those are probably the boxes that he was stuck in. One more time, what type of job did he have? He was a magician. That's right. Monty used to be a magician. It seems so obvious in hindsight, doesn't it? Once we figured it out, we talked to the bartender, told us about Monty's past. Apparently, in one of his shows, he neglected an important safety procedure and almost cost him his life. After that, he became a laughingstock. No venues would book his act anymore. It's just, if Monty's been on the job for so long, how could they really afford the suite on the train? The bartender said, seemed to think they must be broke. Doesn't make any sense. They seem to be hiding something. We need to get them to talk to us somehow. Or we could just not and mind our own fucking business. Okay, let's talk about Mr. Fisher. We asked the train attendant about the observation car about him. She told us about how excited he was to see his family in London, and that he had mentioned something to her about a woman named Alma. Hearing that jogged my memory. The woman we've been looking for, her name was Alma. I'm sure of it. After that, I was certain Mr. Fisher must know something about her, but it turned out to be a coincidence. The Alma that Fisher was talking about isn't the same Alma. Do you remember who it actually was? Granddaughter. Oh, wife and granddaughter. Well, the thing is, I wonder if it is actually a coincidence, because the story is called Farewell, My Beloved, right? So, what if the ring is his and or his dead wife's, and the ghost that he saw, whose name was Alma, was a ghost of Fisher's dead wife, or something. Now, if she's actually not a ghost and it is this whole conspiracy and like all this shit, then fine, because the story has been pretty much entirely within the realms of realism so far. So all of a sudden, having some like ghost element would be a bit out there, but why not? I guess. Just so sad. How could I be so stupid? It's okay, we had other reasons to be suspicious of Fisher, remember? Yeah, because of what we learned from the porter in the storage car. When we talked to Porter, he was a bit agitated. Apparently, they'd been dealing with a particular problem on these trains. What was the problem? Stowaways. Apparently, they've been finding stowaways on the train too often. We were told Porter about Fisher. He confirmed that nobody with that name was registered on this train, so it seemed pretty likely that Mr. Fisher was actually a stowaway. At that point, all that was left to do was talk to him ourselves. Fisher was panicked. When we confronted him, he pulled a gun. Daltrey appeared in the nick of time to de-escalate the situation, and turned out the gun wasn't loaded anyway. He was just really scared. He was working as a spy for Maxwell, the lawyer whose death Daltrey is investigating. He even discovered Maxwell's body last night, which made him think that someone found out about the spying, and that he may be killed, so he stole the train ticket in order to escape. He also told us about the circumstances that led him to this point. Can't believe everything Fisher's been through. Didn't know the conditions of the Gambrican immigrants were so bad. I didn't get the impression from Martin at all. You remember, right? Last time Martin told us that Vendrican had been working on its borders to Gambrican refugees, but didn't tell us they were still struggling. Yeah, that wasn't the only thing that's been bothering me. It's who Fisher was involved with. Got it too, right? The person Maxwell was having Mr. Fisher spy on. What was his name again? God damn it. Gordon. It was Gordon. Can I just type it? No, I cannot. Okay. Gordon. Yeah, it was Senator Gordon. Professor Martin's old friend. After that, Daltrey told Fisher that he couldn't stay in London and that they'd be going back to Vendrica. I guess that means he'll be arrested. Yeah, that was the most serious I've ever seen Daltrey. It was a little eerie. Well, I think that's everything. What's going on? I don't know. We only have a day left until we reach London, and we found out so much. Still no signs of Alma. What should we do? It's been a long day. I think we should get some sleep, but tomorrow we need to find Mr. Fisher again and have a very important question to ask him. Oh yeah, with everything that's been going on, I forgot what we were looking for him for in the first place. He's the only person that might remember seeing me and Alma in that car together. So I need to find out what Vita and Monty are hiding too. That'll be okay. We can get to the bottom of this. I think I'm going to bed now. I want to be alone for a bit, if that's okay. It's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Yeah, never seen her like this. I have a sick feeling in my stomach. So what is going on here? I think I'm a little scared to find out. Spooky. Okay, so like this is insane. I already ate like right before this, and I'm hungry again. So like I might just finish chapter 4 and then dip, which I really don't want to do, but like I specifically ate before this so I wouldn't be hungry for this stream, but I'm still hungry and like I think it's just one of those days where I'm turning into a bottomless pit, so that sucks. What time is it? Wow, it's really started pouring out there. What a dreary day. It's after 10 a.m. Emma's late again. Pretty unlike her to sleep. Let me sleep in, although I figured she wanted to start investigating right away. She's not really in the mood after what happened last night. I get it. I know where she is. Only one person Emma would trust enough for advice when she's feeling down, and that's Martin. Bet I'll find her if I go to his cabin. Then Emma's dead. Why would you do the murder? That's not very nice. Also, hi, Mitch. Oh, okay. Hey guys, thought I might find you here. I was surprised you didn't wake me up hours ago. Oh, yeah. Emma and I were having a conversation. You two have had quite the adventure these past few days, I've gathered. A friendly murder? Oh, so you're homicidal. Got it. Guess Emma told him about what's been going on, including the part about his friend being spied on. My, where to begin? You told me that two of you have been looking for a woman named Alma, who's evidently went missing on the day of our departure. She told me that about your investigation, the many places you've explored, and people you've spoken to. She told me that you're also about the incident last night with that Fisher gentleman. What a frightening ordeal. I'm glad you two are safe. Makes sense to me now, though, that the ring you showed me yesterday, you believe it may have belonged to this Alma. I wish the two of you could have confided in me earlier. Perhaps I could have helped somehow. Sorry, Professor. I already felt terrible about making this Aki's problem. I didn't want to make it yours, too. Oh, that's what I'm here for, isn't it? It's my job to help, not only with your studies, but anything you may need. So, what do you make of this, Professor? I must confess, it's a lot to process. I'm not quite sure what to think. All of this on top of that detective investigating some very serious crimes. This is certainly something unusual happening here, but I feel it'd be best for us to all remain level-headed. Must be some explanation, and I'm certain in time it will be clear to all of us. Professor, there was something Fisher said last night I wanted to ask you about. I told you that Fisher was being forced to spy on Vendrican politician by a lawyer named Maxwell. The man he was spying on was his employer. He said it was Senator Gordon. Senator Gordon? Isn't that the name of your friend, the one who invited you to Vendrica for this trip? Yes, that's right. Well, the idea that Fisher knew Gordon doesn't necessarily surprise me. As I told you the other night, Senator Gordon works extensively with Gambrican refugees. If Fisher is a Gambrican, it makes sense that he and Gordon may have crossed paths. However, the idea that this Fisher gentleman was spying on Gordon, that is alarming. Can't imagine why someone would want to spy on Gordon. However, the thought that this Maxwell character was using a downtrodden man like Fisher for such a thing, it's unconscionable. Unconscionable. Listen to me, you two. Are you gonna tell us to stop investigating? I know I can't stop you from doing what you want to do, but please, be careful. Okay. It would give me tremendous peace of mind to know that you weren't involved yourself in something potentially dangerous. I just ask that you be sensible. I don't think I could bear if anything happened to you. Understand, Professor. Thank you for joining me for breakfast, and thank you for staying to chat. Sup? I know that things may seem uncertain now, but I do believe we are in good hands with the detective aboard. I'm sure everything will be sorted out before we arrive in London tonight. Until then, well, just stay cautious. I'll see you both tonight when we disembark. Don't forget to begin packing your things. We'll be arriving before you know it. We will, Professor. Hey, can we go back to your cabin for a bit? Sure. You think something's off about the professor? Is that why? Hey, are you alright? I want to apologize. I'm sorry I went to Martin without you. It's just, after last night, I feel so guilty about what I did to Mr. Fisher. It made me start questioning everything I've been doing. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want you to see me like that. You know, when I first realized Alma was missing, I thought going to Martin for help right away, but the past few years have depended on him so much. Whatever problems I've had with school, stress, work, anything really, he's always been there for me when I needed advice. So this time I thought I'd find another way. Wouldn't make it his burden. I wouldn't ruin his trip with my problems. I really thought I could get through it without him, but, well, I guess I couldn't. It's okay, Emma. There's nothing wrong with asking someone for help, especially after everything you've been through. If it makes you feel any better, I'm glad you asked me. Thanks. So, where do we go from here? Martin was very polite, but I can tell he's skeptical. I don't think he really believes me. I don't know. Maybe he's right. After everything that's happened, I can't help but feel we might be in it over our heads a little bit. Maybe we should just leave everything to Detective Daltrey to sort out. I don't know. What do you think? What should we do? I mean, realistically, I think we should just leave it to the detective, because, I already had somebody pull a gun on us once. Don't really need that to happen again, but... No, Martin wants to stay safe, but I feel like we've come too far to call it quits now. You still have a lead to chase, remember? Yeah, I know. Mr. Fisher, we still need to ask if you remember seeing me with Alma the other day. If nothing else, I think we should at least see what he has to say, don't you? Okay, you're probably right. Guess I couldn't help to check with him, just to be sure. At this point, I'd be surprised if he remembers seeing Alma, but if nothing else, I'd like to apologize for last night. How about we ask the observation car attendant if she knows what happened to him after last night? And he's used to see her again, huh? Give me a break. It's okay, I'm just teasing you. I think it's a great idea. Just let me know when you're ready. Here's the attendant. And wait, it's Mr. Fisher. He's really here. That's so lucky. Peace and love, dude. The atmosphere in this place has totally changed, man. Something must have happened. It's not wrong. Even after everything that's happened, she still seems as cheery as ever. Must be pretty tough and very forgiving. There he is. Wonder if something happened with him and Daltrey after we left last night. Mr. Fisher. Oh, hello, you two. I would like to sincerely apologize for my behavior last night. There was no excuse for me to cause such a panic. No, I'm the one who should apologize. It's my fault you can't stay in London. No, everything that's happened I brought upon myself. I've made mistakes in my life, but from this day forward, I'm determined to become a man worthy of my granddaughter. I know I will meet her someday. Mr. Fisher, we're very sorry to bother you, but would you mind if we ask you some questions? Not at all. What can I help you with? Something must have happened. He must have, like, got him some crazy deal. Looks like he's doing alright, all things considered. Do you remember sitting in a lounge car 2 days ago? It would have been around this time. That would have been shortly after the train departed, yes. I do believe I spent some time in the lounge car. I was so thrilled to have made it on board. I wanted to explore the whole train. Of course, eventually I found my way here. It was just my preferred spot. You by any chance remember seeing me here, being another woman? I'm not so good with faces, but let me think. I'm very sorry, I just can't remember. I can't. Must seem strange, given that Maxwell was paying me to be an observant, but I must confess, well, my memory just isn't what it used to be. It's hard for me to commit small details to memory unless I really try, and I'm afraid I don't recall seeing you before last night. I sincerely apologize. It's okay, Mr. Fisher, thanks anyway. Can't believe it, out of everyone, I really thought that he'd be the one to help us. Is this really it? You really have nowhere else to go from here? Emma's being nice, but she must be pretty disappointed. I mean, yeah, old people's memories, it does just get worse. I spoke with Detective Daltrey at length last night. I had no idea he was investigating Maxwell's death. I also thought, and this was also the first I'd heard about what happened to poor Otto. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't have any hard feelings. The detective was only doing his job. He was kind enough to allow me to keep my accommodations here in spite of everything. Did you know Otto Keller, Mr. Fisher? Oh, you knew about Otto. Seems I was the last one to find out. I didn't know him well, but having worked with Maxwell for a while, we did cross paths from time to time. He was Maxwell's. Oops. Um, can I go back to see that? He was Maxwell's housekeeper, in case you weren't aware. He's a very kind man. He was a Gambrican immigrant like myself, so I found it very easy to talk to. Found him very easy to talk to. I said it. That's crazy. I think he was too killed. Or he too was killed. Maxwell introduced himself at a bar. I could tell he was up to trouble. Blah, blah, blah. I had no idea what interests Maxwell in Thunder Gordon. Frankly, I didn't want to know. At first, Maxwell seemed to had me listen to Gordon's conversation to report back what I heard. Later, he got more daring and asked me to go through his documents, memorize them, and tell him what they said. He managed to do that without getting caught. But being honest, I don't think Senator Gordon ever noticed my presence. He never suspected a thing as far as I'm aware. That's insane. You okay, Emma? Yeah, I'm okay. Do you want to keep talking to Mr. Fisher? Maybe you know something else that could help us. Oh, if you want to, sure. You're saying you had tea with a woman in the lounge car that morning and that her name was Alma? What a coincidence. My wife's name was Alma. When my daughter wrote to tell me she named a newborn after her, I was very moved. To answer your question, no, I'm afraid I don't remember anybody seeing her. No, don't remember ever seeing her. I'm very sorry. I never see Otto for a few minutes at a time. We didn't do much more than just talk. I remember him telling me he and his wife wanted to start a family. I could tell he was struggling like the rest of us immigrants, but I always sensed nothing but optimism from him. He was truly a very kind man. Found Maxwell in exactly the same way Daltrey described him, sitting at a dinner table alone with a knife in his back. How pitiful. Couldn't tell you much more. As soon as I realized he was dead, I fled the scene in panic. Anything else in the lounge car? Let me think. I do remember a strange couple coming in at one point. They're hard not to notice, very oddly dressed, and the woman made quite a show about her arrival. Yeah, Vida and Monty. The names, I'll admit, those two struck me as a little odd, but I didn't think of it at the time. I don't think they stayed long, if I recall correctly. The woman went to her car, the bar at one point, and left shortly after. That tracks what the bartender told us. Right, what the two of us talked about? Well, naturally, the detective wanted to know why I was spying on Maxwell. Or more specifically, what it was Maxwell wanted to know about Senator Gordon. Told the detective everything I knew, anything to help track down whoever killed Otto and Maxwell. You think You might think I knew Senator Gordon fairly well, having worked as gardener for several years, but what little of a relationship we had could be strictly called professional. He paid little mind to me, and I paid little mind to him, at least when I wasn't spying on him. Even then, very little of the information Maxwell had me gather had made much sense to me. Something about suspicious forward connections and payments that had been received many years ago. Beg your pardon, I shouldn't be telling you any of this. That would be terribly irresponsible. But I really want to know. Can't tell you much about him. Afraid I don't know why he was in the hotel 3 nights ago, but timing was remarkable. I found Maxwell dead the same night. The detective asked me if I thought Otto would have been Maxwell's killer. Terrible thought. Maxwell wasn't a good man. I assumed he had many enemies, but no matter what he may have done, I can't see Otto as a killer. Not unless he truly had no choice. May he rest in peace. Okay. I think we've bothered Mr. Fisher enough, don't you think? Sure, but we still haven't learned anything new. I think it may be time to move on, you know? What about Alma? Really appreciate everything you've done for me the past few days, really. You're a great friend. I really mean that. I just think it's about time I faced reality. I'm the only one who remembers Alma. After 3 days of searching, we've turned up with nothing to prove she exists. No witnesses, no real evidence. Even the ring wasn't anything concrete. Really, all we've done is make things worse. It's really hard for me to accept, but I think maybe it was just a dream. I don't know. Come on, you can't be serious. I am. It's just what's more likely, you know? That there's some grand conspiracy going on where everyone is either deliberately or unknowingly covering up Alma's existence, or that I've overheard Mr. Fisher talking about a person named Alma, and then I had a really weird dream after drinking some weird tea. Sounds so slow when you put it that way, right? I guess so, but it's alright. Honestly, it's a relief. Both of us have been distracted and by this for long enough, and I've barely had time to think about my term paper. Besides, if there really is something going on here, I'm sure Detective Daltrey would get to the bottom of it. I think I'm tired of playing detective, you know? I just want to go back to being me. Can't believe this. What's going on to her? Is she really giving up? I know things weren't looking too good right now, but... Ugh, I wonder if I didn't have this term paper to procrastinate on, would I have believed her? Would I really have believed this story at all if it wasn't coming from Emma? I don't know if I'm ready to give up yet, but okay, if you're sure, then I'm with you. Thanks. How about we go back to your cabin and do some brainstorming for the papers? We both have a lot of ground to make up. Sure, sounds good. But, hold on. I just remembered something. Something about an odd couple. About that odd couple. I knew there was a reason I remembered them. So you remember something about Vita and Monty? Oh, yes, I did remember something. Probably wasn't anything substantial, just a bit of an odd interaction that struck me a tad curious. The woman went to the bar while her husband waited in one of the booths. She talked to the bartender for some time. I remember seeing her hand the bartender some money, but I don't believe she ever had a drink. She never had a drink? No glass of wine or anything? Nope, certainly not. I watched her the entire time. Must think of me rather rude, but I can assure you, I was merely curious. No, that's... alright. Well, I'm sure it was nothing. Perhaps the woman ordered a bottle of wine to be delivered to their cabin. I'm sorry, it must seem utterly trivial. Sincerely apologize for wasting your time. It's okay, Mr. Fisher. Thanks for taking time with us. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Fisher. It was my pleasure, I hope. I hope I was of some help to you both. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask. Goodbye now. Now, if I remember, um, the bartender had said that she had ordered a drink. Like, I ordered wine, a Chardonnay specifically, because that's what she had said she ordered. So, I know I just told you I want to stop investigating, and I mean it, but both the bartender and Vita told us she had a glass of wine that morning. Mr. Fisher says she didn't have anything. I know Mr. Fisher's memory is a bit spotty, but he seemed pretty certain about this, and if he's right, that means both Vita and the bartender lied to us. Yeah, thought the same thing. I'm not saying this proves anything, but why would they lie to us about that? Isn't that strange? Yeah, it is, at this point. And to that point, if Vita never had a glass of wine, then why'd she give the money to the bartender? Is this really anything? Am I just making a big deal out of nothing? Emma, I think this might be the break we're looking for. What do you mean? Think about it. With everything we know, if Vita never had a drink in the lounge car, then you're right. Doesn't prove anything, but we need to talk to that bartender right away. We're back, baby. Oh boy, they're back. Let's not waste any time. We really need to talk to them. I mean, I understand if you want to, but we don't exactly have a lot of time. I think it's important we talk to the bartender. No, you're right. I was just kidding. Okay. You too. Yet again, it would appear that these golfers are my curse, but don't worry. I want to ask you to get rid of them from this place again. You look as if you want something from me. Can I interest you in some tea? No tea. We just want to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. More questions, huh? I see it in your eyes. Get the sense that there's something different from last time. Well, I have nothing to hide. Ask away. This game's soundtrack is very nice. Soon after we departed, told me and Emma that 3 people ordered drinks from you. You said those 3 people were Emma, who got you, Detective Daltrey, who got beer, and the woman who got glass of wine. That's correct. That's about your dream woman again. And now you've got a name for her. How creative. Well, I'm sorry. She didn't exist 2 days ago. She doesn't exist now. 2 people order drinks. Your friend, the detective, and a woman. The woman that ordered a glass of wine that morning was Vita, correct? You met her after talking to you. She told us she got a glass of wine from you. Yes, I do believe that was her. My apologies, it was long ago. I have trouble recalling. Anyway, what does it matter? Remember an old man that was here the morning we departed? An old man? Yeah, you mentioned he seemed out of place. Ah, yes, him. That was Mr. Fisher. Me and Emma met him yesterday. Oh, did you know? Well, so what? Why should I care? He told us something kind of strange today. He remember seeing you talking to Vita that day, and he was adamant that you never gave her a drink. Oh? I'm very sorry to tell you, but, your elderly friend is mistaken. I served the woman a single glass of wine. That is simply the truth. If that's the truth, why was Mr. Fisher so certain you didn't? How should I know? Perhaps he's going senile. Don't you call Mr. Fisher senile? I'm sorry, was that rude? I didn't mean to sound crass. It's just, well, I heard the poor old man had an episode in the observation car last night. No, I wouldn't trust his word. He probably doesn't even remember what he had for breakfast this morning. Eggs Benedict, you son of a bitch! The woman ordered a glass of wine. I gave it to her. As simple as that. Okay, I gotta discuss probably. Doesn't seem like he's gonna change his story. No, but he knows we're onto something, so... We're so close, I believe Mr. Fisher. But his word isn't going to be strong enough to crack the bartender. I wonder if there's another way we could prove Vita never got a drink. Another way, huh? Think about it. We know for sure that he's lying to us. We just need to find a way to prove it. But so much time these past few days, there must be something we can use against him. Keep him talking, he'd slip up eventually. He just has to. I don't really think it's important information right now. The bartender believed if you'd ordered a glass of wine. Is there anything we can ask him about that might be useful? Yes, I think so. Want to know about the wine we're serving? Sure, what would you like to know? The type. Many different red wines here. Merlot, Pinot Noir. I don't fucking know. I don't speak French. We have wine from any occasion that you'd be able to afford it. What's that important? Yes. That's about what he said just sounded off to me. So these are various kinds of wines here. That's right. Is there red wine? No white wine or anything? That's correct. Only kinds of wine we have available are red wines. Only red wine. That's it. You don't serve any white wine at all here, right? Not even, for example, Chardonnay? No, we don't serve any Chardonnay. So what? So what? I'll tell you what. That's what Vita told us she ordered from you. Yep. See, I didn't even know that Chardonnay was a white wine. But I do know that now. That's right. She said specifically she ordered a white wine, the finest Chardonnay you had. Oh, that's just rich. You're not gonna try and tell us that Vita can't tell the difference between white and red wine. Or that she lied about something so trivial. No, you're right. That certainly is a contradiction. Whatever will I do? You discovered my dark secret. Well, can you explain this one or not? Okay, you win. I'll tell you the truth. Sure, why not? You're right. I did not sell that woman a glass of white wine. I did speak with her, but for reasons I'm not at liberty to say, we agreed that if anyone asks, we'd say she ordered some. Did not expect that she'd choose to embellish her story later on. How utterly foolish. Well, there you have it, the truth. Are you satisfied now? Not quite, no. That's right, because if Vita didn't order a glass of wine, that leaves us with another contradiction. Well, I'm all ears with that contradiction. And now... The register told us that this keeps track of how many drinks are sold in the day. The afternoon, you said, it read 3. Oh, did I say that? Well, perhaps I was mistaken. Must have read 2, one for the girl, one for the detective. Not so fast. You made me let me take a look, and I confirmed that it said 3. Oh, that's right. Silly me. The register confirms 3 drinks were sold, and if Vita didn't have one ordered, then it leaves with 1 drink unaccounted for. Well, yes, I suppose it does. How curious. Let me guess. You have a theory about who the elusive drink in the third person was sold? Or the elusive third drink was sold? Well, please don't leave me in suspense. Who do you think had that third drink? Who? Oh, wait, of course, your dream woman. I should have guessed. Well, it's true, isn't it? You know, all this time you've been accusing me of covering up the existence of a mysterious woman, but not once have you suggested any reason why I would do such a thing. Any reason why? That's right, what on earth would I have to gain from lying to you? If that were true, all it would have given me so far is a few days of badgering from a couple insolent tourists. But I suppose I must give you some credit. You managed to discover quite a bit more than I expected you to. So, let's hear it. If the person who ordered the drink was your dream woman, why would I have lied to you? Really, it's just a big game to him, isn't it? But he's right. We haven't been able to figure out why he's lying. That's the final piece of the puzzle. Think. What do we know that might help pin down the motive? I'm gonna go ahead and... Can I save here? Any theories? You think back to all the things we've been told the past few days. Who gave us the last piece of information we needed to prove the bartender's motive? Who gave us the last piece of information we need to prove the bartender's motive for lying? I guess technically that was... Which one of them is the big guy? I don't remember. I can't even look at my notes properly. Okay, there we go. Okay. I mean, Dennis brought up the whole conspiracy thing. Daltrey hasn't really given us anything from what I remember. It's not Emma. Fisher simply told us that the lady didn't order a drink. Martin told us to be careful. Monty didn't tell us anything. So it's Dennis. I don't think this is right. Need to... Okay, nope. Vita had a headache. I don't know. No, not gonna be either of them. It's not gonna just be... Okay, so it is just Fisher. Even though she didn't return with the drink, she handed you money. Okay, so I didn't think that was gonna be a... Like, I guess that part wasn't explicitly said yet in, like, this whole conversation, but I thought that part was kind of just already implied from, like, their conversation or whatever. No, that's my fault. Seems odd, doesn't it? Why would Vita hand you money if she wasn't ordering any drink? I don't know. You tell me. Alright, I will. She wanted to shut you up. Vita knew you saw something. Something she didn't want you or anyone else in this train to see. She knew that Emma saw it too. So she paid you to pretend you didn't see it. You agreed, but you needed to make sure that there was no evidence to implicate you either in the scheme. The cash register clearly shows that there were 3 drinks that had been sold, so in order to hide one of them, you agreed to pretend that Vita ordered a glass of wine. This probably would have worked too if only Vita hadn't gotten a little dramatic with her side of the story. Vita might have gotten lucky that no other witnesses saw that she was trying to hide, but in the end it didn't matter. Her story fell apart, and so is yours. I'm waiting for the punchline. Tell me, what did I see that I shouldn't have? You saw Elma, the missing woman. Oh boy, he's actually breaking. A very Ace Attorney style breakdown. I like it. You have quite the imagination, don't you? What a story. I'm impressed, I really am. But where's your evidence? Chardonnay, stupid woman. What do you have to say for yourself? It's all true, isn't it? I have to thank you both. You've both given me quite a bit of fun these past few days. In exchange, how about I give you this? This is the money that wretched woman paid me. I assume you're going to see her, yes? When you do, be sure to give it back to her, and tell her that I changed my mind. After all, the amount was quite low, and to think I had to negotiate for more after her paltry first offer. In truth, I felt sorry for her, knowing how penniless she and her feeble husband truly are, but my silence isn't cheap. Are you saying... Oh, it's look at the time. I'm afraid I must be on my break now. I think you two better hurry up. You're running out of time, you know. Have a wonderful rest of your trip. And good luck finding your dream woman. Okay. So she's not a ghost. So we are sticking within the bounds of reality. We just proved that Alma's real. Can't believe this. I don't know what to say. I think I was about to give up. Really let him have it. Never seen that side of you before. Yeah, maybe I got a little carried away. It was pretty cool. Oh, man. My heart is racing. I'm nervous, but there's no time to lose. If we don't confront Vita and Monty now, we might not ever figure out what happened to Alma. I don't want to scare you, but this could be dangerous, right? Whatever's happening here, it's just, we don't know what these two are capable of, or what they're willing to do. Are you sure you're ready for this? Yes. Alright, I'm glad you are. Because I don't know that I am. Let's go. To Vita and Monty's cabin. One last time. You son of a bitch. We've caught you red-handed. I will not stand for any more of this badgering, you loathsome pig. My husband and I are respectable, upstanding citizens. We contribute to society. Not that you don't understand anything about that. You sad, weak little man. Why don't you run along now? Perhaps you can find another poor, struggling immigrant to harass. Lord knows you dirty pigs have nothing better to do. Can't even look at your disgusting face 1 minute longer. Do you understand? Get out, you obnoxious oaf, and mind your own business. Probably, detective. What could this be about? Detective? Oh, hello again. What brings you two here? We were just, passing through. What about you? What was going on in there? Oh, you know, it's just investigating. Listen, much I'd love to stay in chat. Well, quite frankly, I'm running out of time. We'll talk later. Okay. Goodbye. I guess even a seasoned police detectives are no match for migraine-stricken Vita. Hopefully we'll have better luck. What a bother. Now, darling, I'm not sure why you won't just leave this to me, but if you truly must know, it's ace, king, queen, jack. In that order, okay? Don't forget. I'm sure what they're talking about, but let's not get distracted. Don't worry, we can do this. She's pretty nervous too. We have to step up here. Poor Alma. Deep breaths. Alright, let's go. What is it now? Oh, it's you two again. Wonderful, as if this day couldn't get any better. I must say, I am simply in no mood for any further confrontations. Can you make this quick? What do you want now? Sorry to bother you again. We just had a few questions we forgot to ask you before. If you don't mind, we'll be out of here in just a few minutes. Promise. Fine. Fine. If it's about your silly imaginary woman again, you can forget it. Well, about that... Does the name Alma mean anything to you? No, I can't say it does. Monty, does that name mean anything to you? No, don't think so. Morning the train car departed, you got a glass of wine in the lunch car, right? Have you been over this already? Yes, I had a glass of wine that morning. A glass of Chardonnay, right? Yes, that's right, the finest they had, made with grapes straight from the fields of Burgundy. Oh, it's from Burgundy now. She really can't help herself. That's interesting. What's that supposed to mean? We just got back from the bar. According to the bartender, they don't serve any white wine here, only red wine. What do you mean he said they only serve red wine? That's completely asinine. You expect me to believe a story like that? It's true. We even asked if he had Chardonnay, and he said no. I don't care what that creep told you. Maybe he ran out. That's what I ordered. Don't know what to tell you. Guess she's not going to change her story that easily. Oh. I see where this is going. That's the name of the missing woman, isn't it? Didn't I tell you not to waste our time on that nonsense? You commoners really have no tact at all, do you? Please, enough of this. You're embarrassing yourselves. Had a glass of Chardonnay. I don't care what the bartender told you. It's true. As expected, she's as tough as ever. Maybe we should try approaching this differently. She's not going to tell us anything about Alma that easily. But if we start somewhere else, maybe we can bluff our way into her admitting what's really going on. What do you mean? Well, Vita and Monty don't think we don't know who they are, but we do. And if we can show them that, they might start to worry that we know more than we do. We'll get the upper hand. So are you just saying this right in front of them? Okay, so... It's gonna be as tedious as the other day, isn't it? If you don't have anything of substance to ask us, I really must ask you. We aren't finished yet. Don't interrupt me, child. What could you possibly have left to ask us? Excuse me? I don't see how that's any of your business. Besides, what does it look like to you? Could a poor person afford this jewelry with a luxury suite like this? Yes, Monty and I are obviously well off. Is that really true? What's that supposed to mean? What do you do for a living that can afford such luxurious things, Monty? Don't answer that. Not that he could anyway, but I'm sorry. I'm just curious, is all. I'm sensing a smug satisfaction coming from you. It is most unbecoming. How are finances any of your business? What is this about the storage car? We found some weird items in there. Porter told us they belonged to a short man in a funny hat. Is that you, Monty? Okay, end of that. That was a really fun card trick you showed us the other day, Monty. You did what? Enough of this. Tell me right now, what do you know? Out with it! I've had enough of these games. Explain yourselves right now. Now! You heard there was an accident. You're a magician, right, Monty? Around a year ago, there was an accident during a performance. It ruined your career. The accident could have been fatal, so you gained a reputation for being irresponsible with safety. Be quiet. You lost your regular bookings. No other venues wanted anything to do with you. I said quiet. I won't listen to you disparage my husband, you ignorant twerps. Monty's a genius, and he is a consummate professional. That accident was not his fault. The cowards that shunned him should be ashamed of themselves. How do you know all this anyway? We asked around, and that's not all we know. You have a witness saying that... We have a witness who saw you in the lounge car the morning of the train departed. A witness? Don't make me laugh. We were very thorough. Oh? I mean, I don't have to explain myself to the likes of you. This is all nonsense. A witness says he saw you hand money to the bartender but leave without a drink. That's preposterous. I already told you. I bought a glass of wine. Ask the bartender. He'll tell you. Well, that's the funny part. We did, and, what is... Uh-oh. This is the money you gave the bartender to keep his mouth shut. He wanted you to have a message. I believe it was, I changed my mind. Yeah, she is cracking. That's no good. Lying, lower-class, big-eyed rat. Told us everything, Vita. He confirmed that you paid him to lie about seeing Alma. We know that you're hiding her. You can't lie to us anymore. It's over, Vita. Are you gonna give us an Ace Attorney style breakdown now? You must think you got it all figured out, don't you? Such arrogance. I don't care what the bartender told you. You don't know a thing about me or Monty. You want to know who's responsible for that accident that destroyed Monty's career? Because it wasn't Monty. It was you. Yeah. I was his stage manager. It was my responsibility to ensure all safety protocols were followed by my husband's shows, or for my husband's shows. On that day, our performance was running late, so I skipped one of our procedures to get him on stage faster. I assumed it would be fine. It was fine on every time before. I was careless. God, I could have killed him. Even though nobody was hurt, kind of negligence should have been enough to have me arrested, but my husband took responsibility for the incident. He claimed he was the one who demanded to go on stage without following protocol. He refused to let me take the fall. His life was ruined because of me. I have not rested for a single day since it happened. I spent every waking moment trying to restore my husband's reputation to no avail. So, the opportunity finally presented itself. Wasn't gonna let it slip by. An opportunity? There's nothing you can say that will make me jeopardize the arrangement I've made. And besides, what do you really know about it anyway? What makes you so sure your mystery woman even wants to be found? Ha 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 ha. You haven't even thought about that at all, have you? My lord, how self-centered can you be? Listen to me very carefully. You two are meddling in something that is far bigger than you know. Why, even Monty and I don't even know all the details. Forget about it. Everyone will be much better off, yourselves included. Got it? Can you just tell me one thing? Is she safe? I told you. Forget about it. I'm not gonna stop until you tell me she's okay. If you don't, I'll... Oh, cut it out, dear. You'll do what? I'll tell the detective everything. He'll listen to us. That dopey cop? That's all you can think to do? By all means, tell him it won't matter because you don't have any evidence to support that ridiculous nonsense. Evidence? That's right, dear. It was quite a fantastic story, but as far as the detective's concerned, that's all it is. A story built on shaky testimony. The fact remains that you have no proof whatsoever that a woman named Alma was ever on this train. And you never will, because there is nothing to find. So what? Even without the evidence, I know Detective Dalter will believe us. Come on, let's go find him quick. That won't be necessary. I have evidence right here. Was that... Ah. I have in my hands a wedding ring. Would I be correct in assuming you two found it here in this cabin? Professor Martin? What are you doing? The two of you were careless enough to lose her once, and on top of that, you failed to notice she dropped the wedding ring in your own cabin. My students found the ring and have been searching for its owner ever since. They've proven to be quite resourceful, even without it in their possession. Surely by now you realize there's nothing you can do to hide from them. There's nothing you can hide from them. Oops. Emma, Aki, there's something... I'd like you to meet me in my cabin at once. We have much to discuss. I'll be waiting for you there. Theodore? Monty? You don't need to lie anymore. Oh, Monty. We should go talk to Martin. The plot thickens. Have a seat, you two. Professor, what's going on? Before I say anything, I just want you to know how proud I am of the two of you. For you two to have come this far out of a desire to help a stranger speaks volumes about your character. Truly, I'm lucky to be your teacher. However, whether or not I can say I'm still worthy to be your teacher will be for you to decide. Oh boy. I have deceived you both. I know this is unforgivable, but I hope you'll allow me to explain myself. I know you must have questions, and I intend to answer them all. All I ask is that you trust me. So I was right when I said something was off about him. Trusty Professor, please let us know what's going on. I told you Senator Gordon invited me to Vendrigo, which was the genesis of this trip. That is true, as was my desire to turn it into a valuable study experience for some of my brightest students. But Gordon wasn't simply inviting me on a holiday. He had a request. It's about the woman you met, Alma. By now, I'm sure you've realized the truth about Vendrika's relationship with Ganbrika is more complex than I initially suggested. It certainly is true that Vendrika has welcomed many Ganbrikan refugees into the country, but they do not live well. It pains me to admit, but my country has done little to integrate the growing Ganbrikan population in a way that permits them to thrive. There are those in the government that see an influx of Ganbrikan immigrants as a problem that needs to be solved by forcibly removing them from the country. Regrettably, those forces have tremendous support among the populace. As such, it is trivially easy for Ganbrikan refugees to be deported. no matter how small the infraction or how dubious the claim. The courts will always rule in favor of the deportation of the Gambrican immigrant that is accused of even the most trivial crimes. So not even convicted of a crime, just straight up accused. That's insane. They come back to the country to escape the tyranny of their home, only to end up right back where they started. It's a dreadful situation. That is awful. Yes, the woman named Alma is a Gambrican immigrant. Her husband committed a violent crime and was killed in the process. So her husband was Otto Keller, aka Alma Keller, Otto Keller. The police immediately went searching for her, but knowing what was likely to happen if she were found, she went into hiding. That is when Senator Gordon got involved, when he asked for my help. Alma is not guilty of anything. However, should the police find her, she would certainly be deported. She would be forced to fend for herself in that violent place. Senator Gordon, hearing of her plight, quickly devised a plan to get her out of the country, set her up with a new life in London. He needed my assistance to ensure the plan was a success, and I was more than happy to oblige. What do Vita and Monty have to do with this? You may have heard from the porter that stowaways are common on these trains. In truth, many of them are likely Gambrican immigrants looking to escape the same fate as Alma. Oops. Excuse me. As such, security has gotten remarkably tight on the outgoing travel. All luggage is thoroughly inspected, especially oversized items that are placed in the storage cars. It is extremely difficult to smuggle someone out of Vendrika, and yet, sometimes fortuitous opportunities do present themselves. So I'm guessing she's inside of the boxes. I do not know how Gordon came to know that magician, but it turned out the two of them could help each other. As you certainly know by now, the magician's reputation in the country was ruined by a performance accident. He was looking for a fresh start in a new country, but lacked the funds to facilitate such a move. Senator Gordon was more than happy to pay for all of his arrangements on one condition. The condition was that he hid Alma in one of his pieces of stage equipment, such that it could be transported to London without being discovered. It really is quite a novel idea. The magician's stage equipment is designed to look innocuous, but hides in numerous secret compartments and exits. It's not difficult to get all the items past security without any such compartments being opened, and without Alma being discovered. But if Alma's hiding one of the equipment stage pieces, how did I meet her? Why was she in the observation car 2 days ago? Truth is, the entire process has been undeniably traumatizing for Alma. First, her husband is killed, and now she's being smuggled away from her home by some strange people whom she has no choice but to trust. I suspect she's feeling like the loneliest woman in the world, and perhaps for a moment the loneliness was too much to bear. I don't know for certain what her intentions were coming out of hiding. All I know is that shortly after she met you, Emma, Vita and Monty found her, and she agreed to return to storage car to complete the journey as originally intended. And that is where she is right now. This is unbelievable. Professor Martin, how did you end up with her wedding ring? I'm not proud to say this, but I took it from your room while you slept. It's my intention that you two could not get involved with any of this business, and I made the determination that ensuring this was worth a breach of your confidence. I see now this was a mistake, and I regret all I have done to hide the truth from you. I hope you can forgive me. And now, I must make a request of you. Please, do not investigate any further, and do not tell the detective what I have told you just now. A detective, I do not believe he is trustworthy as he seems. I believe he has an ulterior motive for being here, and I suspect that it has something to do with Alma. Much like the courts, the Vendrican police have little sympathy for Gambrican immigrants. If he were going to find Alma, he would not hesitate to bring her back to Vendrika and have her promptly arrested. He has already suggested he will do the same to another immigrant on board. Yes, that man Fisher? Yes. I have my suspicions about the case he's investigating. The man who was killed in the hotel, Otto Keller. You don't think Detective Daltrey? Please, Emma. Aki. The only way that Alma will successfully complete her journey is if we pretend that everything is normal. That detective cannot find her. We cannot allow that to happen. Well, damn. That's a dilemma. Can't believe that Professor Martin is involved in all this. Could never have guessed that he'd be hiding this kind of thing. Feel like I hardly recognize him. Okay, Professor. I'm sorry. I think I need to go back to my room for a while. I understand. Excuse me. Aki? Yes, Professor? I feel like I need to apologize to you personally as well. Why is that? I feel that, as your teacher, I have not given you the attention you deserve. I accepted you for the directed study program on Emma's recommendation. Without it, I likely would not have allowed you to come on this trip. It isn't that I wasn't unimpressed with your writing, but you haven't been my student for long. It was my opinion that you weren't ready for this assignment. Emma thought differently, and she convinced me. But perhaps there was a part of me that felt you still were not ready, and that you should not have joined us. I believe I may have neglected your development, but knowing what you have assisted Emma in uncovering these past few days, I'm convinced that you are a man of tremendous character and intelligence. She was right, I was wrong. Hope you do not take it the wrong way, but I suspect that everything I have just told you and Emma will come as much more of a shock to her than to you. I have taught Emma for many years. She's a brilliant student, and she certainly thinks of me as her closest mentor. I betrayed her trust in a way that I can never undo. No matter how good my intentions, I fear I will never truly regain it. And perhaps I don't deserve it. Please, look after her. Yeah, I will, Professor. What are you gonna do? I think that's just about everything packed. Didn't think I had that much. Maybe I should have folded some clothes. Whatever. It's fine. I'll be in London in just a few hours. I can't believe it. This trip went way faster than I expected. This has been a pretty weird experience. I haven't seen Emma since she left Martin's cabin earlier. Hope she's doing alright. Maybe I should go check on her. Yeah, if I were her, I'd be feeling pretty fucking traumatized by somebody coming into my damn room while I'm in my most vulnerable state. Oh, hi. Hey, Emma, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Just about done packing everything. Are you here to check up on me? I guess so. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Don't mention it. Just want to make sure you're alright after, everything. I appreciate that. It's definitely been a lot, but I'm fine, really. Feels like this trip went really quickly, doesn't it? I guess because neither of us really had a break since we departed. Tell me about it. I was planning on using some of this time for my term paper, but I haven't had a single second to think about it. I'm sure you would have found a way to procrastinate on that, even without my help. Yeah, probably. How about this? I think Alma's in good hands, right? I think we shouldn't worry about that anymore, so why don't we spend the next few hours relaxing? We can go to the lounge car, get a drink or something. Maybe we could brainstorm ideas for our term paper, or talk about literally anything else. What do you think? Sounds nice, actually. Sure. Great. Let's enjoy ourselves. But... But what? You really think that? I'm serious. Grocery store donuts are way better in the winter. I have a theory about why. In the summer, they get all mushy in storage because it's warmer outside, but in the winter, they stay crisp so they taste better. Sure. I mean, sure, I believe you. It's just a ridiculous thing to notice. Is it? I mean, I guess so. Hey, now, what's this laughing matter? Ah. Is this something I said? Do I have food on my face? Ha 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 ha. Hey, detective. Totally killed the mood, didn't I? Damn, I have a habit of that. It's just... Oh, it's okay. How are you? Am I? Well, I'm still breathing and my hair isn't falling out yet, so I can't complain too much. Investigation appears to have hit a bit of a bust, though. I'm not looking forward to facing my bosses back home and telling them I got almost nothing. How about you two? You end up finding your missing woman? No, he didn't. Turns out I was mistaken. Oh, is that so? Oh darn, I was hoping at least one of us wouldn't come up short this trip. What a bummer. Seems like something's on his mind. Luke, you have a question for me. What's up? No, I don't have anything. Oh, alright then. Help me out here. I'm not sure what to say. So I know your investigation didn't go well, but did you enjoy the trip otherwise? I guess so. It's been a nice ride, but I'll admit it's pretty hard to enjoy when you're focused on work. I think I know what you mean. We weren't here on vacation either. We had a pretty big assignment to worry about, right? Yeah, that's right. I guess worrying about class isn't so different from worrying about work. Yeah, something like that. Good small talk, Emma. Honestly, I think it was pretty fun playing detective, but the missing woman thing appears to have been an excuse to procrastinate on our papers. From now on, we're gonna leave it into the hands of the professionals. Yeah. It's acting a little weird. Almost like seemed to react to Emma bringing up the missing woman. Is it possible he already knows about Alma? That wouldn't be good. She could be in danger if she's discovered. Alright, it's risky, but maybe I should just go for it and press him about what he does know. If he does know anything, we might need to warn Martin. Hey, detective. Something on your mind? It's just... I think I need to apologize, is all. I haven't been entirely truthful to you two. Truth is, well, it's true that I boarded the train to continue my investigation into the murders of Otto Keller and Edison Maxwell, but to be more specific, I did it because I was looking for someone that I was sure would be here. When you told me about your missing woman the other day, I didn't think much of it at first, but then, well, as unlikely as it'd be, in the back of my mind, I was wondering if maybe we were looking for the same person. Turned out to be nothing, of course, but in hindsight, even the slightest hunch might have something to do with my case. Hi, Major. Even the slightest hunch it might have something to do with my case should have kept me from letting you guys get involved. Instead, I let it go. I let you go on investigating, and because I did, you wound up with a gun pointed at you. When I think about that, I think about what might have happened if it was loaded, and if it were someone other than Fisher holding it. Trip was certainly a failure for me, but it's not because I didn't find what I was looking for, because that allowed you guys to get into serious danger, and for that, I'm sincerely sorry. Not sure what to say. Detective, if you don't mind me asking, who are you looking for exactly? Keller's wife. As long as you promise not to not to do anything with this information, of course. You promise. Okay. First I'm looking for is Otto Keller's wife. Yeah. The game's been fine this far. Kind of weird in terms of how it plays, in my opinion, for like a visual novel game, but it's fun. Yeah, as soon as we ID'd Otto, we found out he was married, so we had officers go to his house, talk to his wife, but she wasn't there. After I found a train scheduled among Otto's belongings, it occurred to me that she might be fleeing the country for some reason, so I made an impulse decision to get on board and chase that hunch. Boys back home still haven't found her, and neither have I, so it looks like I was wrong. What a waste of time, right? I'm gonna go home completely empty-handed. I'm gonna look like such a dope. I mean, more so than usual. What about Fisher? I mean, you said you were gonna go home empty-handed, but isn't he coming with you? No, Fisher isn't coming with me. When we arrive in London, he's gonna stay. You're letting him stay? Listen, everything about this is against my better judgment. In fact, it might just be the most irresponsible thing I've ever done, which is saying something. Fisher is guilty of some serious crimes. His spying on the Vendrican senator could be considered treasonous. If he went back to Vendrika, he'd face a fate worse than a slap on the wrist. Talked with him at length. He told me everything, and I know this may sound a bit sentimental, but I believe him. He's just a decent man who got way in over his head out of desperation. I just can't in good faith condemn that man to such a horrible fate. How could I sleep at night, you know? As far as you know, there was no Fisher. And everything I just told you, forget about it. Okay? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're a real good guy, detective. You think so? Well, sure, I may be a good guy, but pretty lousy cop. Anyway, sorry to have interrupted you two. It's like my ex-wife used to tell me all the time. Nobody likes a third wheel. I'm gonna go back to my cabin and get some rest. It's been a long few days, hasn't it? If I don't see you, well, it's been a pleasure. Wish you both the best. Good luck with your lives. Do you think Professor Martin was telling us the truth? I mean, I don't know. I think so. Why wouldn't he? When I left his room yesterday, I took the ring. My beloved AK, Alma Keller. There's no way this is a coincidence. Alma Keller... Alma is Otto Keller's wife, which is something that Martin didn't tell us. That is true. I don't think he noticed that I just took the ring back. I just wanted to have it, you know, just in case. Just in case what exactly? Martin doesn't seem to trust Detective Daltrey, do you? Having a hard time believing he's up to no good, but it's not like we really know him that well, do we? That's true, but after today, I'm not so sure I know Martin that well either. Almost seemed like a completely different person to me when we talked to him before, didn't he? Yeah, a little bit. I'm not saying I don't trust him, it's just, I don't know what to believe. So then, what should we do? I think there's only one thing for us to do. I think there's only one way for us to know for sure what's really going on. I know that Martin wouldn't want us to, but I think we should talk to Alma. Are you sure about this? I mean, we know she's in the storage car, but we don't even know where to look, really. What would happen if someone found her? What would happen if Daltrey found her? For all we know, she could be a suspect in her husband's murder. Right, which is what I'm thinking she might be. Not that she did it, but a suspect, sure. No, we'll never know if we don't talk to her. It's pretty reckless, Emma, but I think deep down I know you're right. Okay, let's see if we can find her. We'll talk to her for a few minutes and clear up our questions, and then get out of there before anyone sees us. It'll be fine. We've gotten into more dangerous things than this already, haven't we? Yeah, just like you said. Be in and out in no time. Let's go. Are you there? It's me, Emma. You remember me? I don't think she can hear us. Do you think she's somewhere and insulated from sound? Maybe she's just not awake. Does she have a place to, like, go to the bathroom? Does she get to eat? Like, if she's inside of here, like, I need to know. Deeper than it looks on the outside. Is she actually in the suit of armor? I checked that yesterday, remember? I know, it just seems like a funny place to have someone hiding. I want it to be real. I have a funny feeling about the suit of armor. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but how about we have a closer look? Maybe we'll find something useful. I was about to say, like, a key to the cage. You know, I don't know if this is gonna get me, like, banned on Twitch or some shit for saying this, but, like, I was gonna make a comment about this story being about human trafficking because of the cage, and now I'm seeing that I'm actually kind of right, and I think that's insane. Anyway, there's the key. So that one way, only a tiny key. So, if we can use it in here somewhere. Man, I wonder where we could possibly use a key. That bottom compartment is pretty thick. Portrait combination lock won't budge. Vita and Monty locked the cage, but it's empty. I don't know, but we can figure out the portrait combination lock. We'll never figure it out. I don't think I have a guess for the combination. Oh, I can't. Just... Set up something. Remember when we overheard Vita telling Monty earlier? Oh, wait, the Queen, King, Ace, Jack thing. Yeah. Ace, King, Queen, Jack, in that order. I was about to say, I want to review my notes, because there were those cards that were in the yeah, so Ace, King, Queen, Jack, right? So make sure we got that right. Ace, King, Queen, Jack. Okay, I know exactly what this is. So heart, Ace is heart, Queen is diamond, Ace, King, no, Ace, King. Fucking short-term memory. I'm gonna just get a notepad out. Ace, King, Queen, Jack. Ace is hearts, so Ace is 3. King is spades. Spades 8. Queen is 5. And then Jack is 2. So 38, 52. If I'm understanding this properly. Easy. Just a bit of simple deduction. Comes quite naturally to me, if I'm being honest. Forget it. Sorry I asked. But good job. Now the cage. Is there airflow in the bottom of this thing? See anything unusual about the floor? Me neither. Nothing in the ceiling, nothing in the floor. Definitely more room up there than it looks like on the outside, though. But if that's true, floor 2. Gaps in the bars are just too narrow to squeeze through. At least I can't, maybe you could. Nope, I don't think so, but it's close. Been pretty thorough, I guess. She needed to be well hidden enough for train security not to find her during the inspection. Maybe we never really stood a chance. That is loud. But it echo in here. Oh, I guess it's gonna be right on a keyhole. I found it. Wow, look at that. It's a keyhole. Who would have guessed? Definitely not me. What's this next to the ring? It's a keyhole. Looks like it must be connected to some latch of some kind. You don't think... I have to try it. It unlocked. How about help me pull this? Whoa. It's her. It really is her. She must be drugged or something. To, like, keep her asleep that much. You've been asleep for 1,000 years. Emma? Oh, Elma. I found you. I finally found you. Why? So sorry it took so long. Meanwhile, this woman's like, I didn't need you to find me at all. I don't know what to say. that she's actually standing in front of me. I don't know what to think. It's almost like she doesn't seem real somehow. Nice to see you again, Alma. It's nice to see you too. I'm sorry I missed our lunch. How did you find me? I've been looking for you for almost 3 days, ever since Emma told me you went missing. I'm Augie, by the way, Emma's friend. Nice to meet you. Emma told me a lot about you. Why? Lucky and I searched everywhere for you. Talked to everyone we could. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. You went through all that for me? Sorry to put you through so much trouble. It's okay. We're just happy to see that you're okay. So you know who I am. Well, that's because we sort of had to find you. We learned a lot about what's going on. We don't know who to trust or who to believe, but thought the only way we'd know for sure would be to hear it from you. I can't tell you. You can trust us. It's not that I don't trust you, it's that if I tell you anything, he might... I understand. If you don't want to tell us, it's okay, but nobody knows we're here. We shouldn't be in any danger. Just want to know the truth. She clearly doesn't want to talk. How about we just don't... What do you know about me? Your name is Alma Keller. Your husband was Otto Keller, the man who was murdered in a hotel 3 days ago. We were told that you were fleeing Vendrika to avoid deportation to your home country, Gunbrika. We know that your husband Otto worked as a housekeeper for a lawyer named Maxwell, who was killed in his home the same night Otto was murdered. And we know that Maxwell was trying to use another Gunbrikan immigrant to spy on a Vendrikan senator named Gordon. There's a detective on board who's looking for you. He's currently investigating Otto and Maxwell's murder. We're not sure how all these things are connected, but that's about everything we know. A few weeks ago, a man came to my husband with an offer. If accepted, he would set Otto and I up on a new life in London and a considerable amount of money. If he refused, he assured Otto that we would be deported without cause. It was blackmail. He wanted Otto to kill someone. He wanted him to kill that lawyer, Maxwell. That man, that horrible man. Emma, who was he? He never told us his name, but he was probably the professor. Wait, what's going on? Are we slowing down? We shouldn't be arriving in London for at least another 2 hours. Something's wrong. Girly Pop, you gotta hide. Oh, she disappeared. What was that? Aki, Alma, are you okay? I'm fine. Emma? Alma, can you hear me? No response. We have to turn the lights back on. Okay, I'm looking for the light switch. Okay, how do I exactly feel around for... It's hopeless. I have no idea what I'm doing. How am I supposed to find... Wait. What's this? I think I found it. Alma's gone. Oh no. Alma, we have to find her. Quick, let's get out of here. Search the other cars. She couldn't have gotten far. Emma, I can't get this door open. It won't budge. How the fuck did someone manage to get in here, take her out, and close the door that quickly? Hey, can someone hear me? We're trapped. Hey. Damn. Do you think the man Alma was talking about, the one who blackmailed her into murdering her husband, Maxwell, you think it was Professor Martin? Yeah. I don't know. Plus, that man is old. There's no way that he's, like, gonna get in here and get out that quickly. I need to get out of here. Where's the border? I mean, how long has it been? Maybe 20 minutes since we stopped? the porter. He got the door open, huh? You two again. Oh, hello. Be careful if you've been a little bit of what Martin told us is true. If anybody finds out about Alma, it could be disastrous for us. Let's see if we can get any more information about what's going on. What are you two doing in here anyway? We're looking for something. We're looking for some of our luggage when the train got stopped. We tried to leave, but the doors wouldn't open. Well, yeah, that makes sense considering they were locked. They were locked? Mm-hmm. Tad strange. Of course, the front door opens, leads to the engine, so that's always locked for passengers, but the back should have been open. Geez, sure, I'm glad I came out here to check. You two might have been stuck until the end of the ride. Who locked us in here? Look at all this. You want to know why we stopped? Some joker pulled the emergency brake. No one saw who did it, and we have no idea why they did it. People think they're so funny pulling a stunt like that, but it's more dangerous than they think. The emergency brakes apply so much force they can easily damage the tracks and even the train itself. That's why they're only for emergencies. When I finally got you did this, you better believe I'm going to let them have it. Has anything unusual happened since the train stopped? Unusual? No, I wouldn't say so. As the train personnel, we're investigating the brake situation to make sure that it was safe to start moving again. We didn't uncover anything unordinary. Some of the passengers are a bit irate about it all, but I'd say it's back to normal now. Should arrive in London in just 2 hours. Back door was locked for some reason. Why isn't here? What happened to her? So someone pulled the emergency stop, and then someone cut the lights in the storage car and locked us in here, and somehow in the middle of all this, Alma disappeared. Excuse me, I have a few more things to check on. Don't stay in here too long, you two. There really is no place to be loitering. We won't, thank you. I'm getting such a terrible feeling. Me too. What should we do? We need to talk to Professor Martin. We need him to tell us the whole truth. And if there's anyone right now who knows what happened to Alma, it's him. I just need him to be honest with me. If he really is the one who blackmailed Otto Keller, I need to hear it from him. I don't think he's gonna just tell you. I need to know who Martin really is. She's made up her mind. Alright, and for Emma's sake, I hope this isn't true. Okay, let's go. Oh, hey there, you two. Belcher, what's going on outside of what's happened? You two look like you've seen a ghost. Yeah. Okay. You here to see Professor Martin again? Yeah, your professor came to me a little while ago and asked if I could meet him in his cabin around this time. It was just before the train stopped. He said he had something he wanted to talk with me about. Do you have any idea what it was? No, he didn't say, but it was probably wants to follow up on our last conversation. Whatever it is, I'm sure he wouldn't mind you guys being around for it. Why don't we visit him together? He's gonna probably accuse us of being like murderers or some shit. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. Let's go talk to him. Oh. Well, he's dead. I was thinking he was gonna commit suicide, to be honest. After he, like, looked out the window, I was, like, getting a sus feeling that that might have been what was gonna happen. But I don't know anymore if that is what just happened. But it definitely looks like it could have been him just killing himself kind of situation. My god. What happened here? Professor Martin? Is he... He's dead. There's a gun in his hand. Did he... Wait, there's something on the table. This is a letter. It's addressed to you and me, Emma. Am I right? Did he actually commit suicide? To Emma and Aki. First, I would like to apologize if you're reading this after having discovered me yourself. It's my intention that the detective find me first that I may spare you such a grim sight. However, I realize it's not entirely in my control, and I am sincerely sorry that this hasn't played out the way I intended. You're gonna tell me that Alma is like your daughter or some shit? By now it's become clear to me that my secrets cannot stay hidden for much longer. In spite of my best efforts, I am certain The you two will uncover the truth. It is only a matter of time. I'm not angry with you, nor am I disappointed in this outcome. To the contrary, I am proud of you both. But I regret that this is to my great shame. For my sins, I have chosen to end my life so that I may no longer bear their burden, face reality from having them come to light. Please forgive me. Now I'll explain all that has occurred in detail, so that you may finally put your investigation to rest. It wasn't until we arrived in Vendrika that I was informed of the true reason why I was invited. Okay, so he probably blackmailed you into doing this or some shit. When I first met with Senator Gordon, he informed me that a lawyer named Maxwell had discovered a very dangerous secret. If this secret were to be publicly revealed, the results of it would be undesirable. Maxwell tried to blackmail Senator Gordon with this information, but even if Gordon acquiesced to his demands, it would have been far too dangerous to allow him to go on with this knowledge of secret. The only situation was to have Maxwell killed. Gordon's plan was to bribe Maxwell's Gumbrican housekeeper to kill him in his home to make it look like a robbery. You know, the Gumbrican man whom I'm referring to, Otto Keller. As insurance, Gordon would inform Otto that he and his family would be deported should he not comply. Of course, Gordon could not meet with Otto himself, as a man of his position could not risk being seen engaging in such business. So he asked me to do it. I would only be in the country for a short time and had no connection to any of the involved parties. Once the job was done, there was no evidence to implicate any of us, and Otto would be safely out of the country. As long as everything went according to plan. The night before we left Vendrika was the night Otto was to do the job. After killing Maxwell, he would meet with me in an unoccupied room of our hotel, and I would inform him of the next steps. He was to go with his wife to meet a magician who would take the necessary arrangements to have them stow away on the train. I, too, would take the train to oversee their journey and to ensure nothing went wrong, but when Otto met with me in the hotel, he had different plans. Otto was overcome with guilt for having killed Maxwell. He told me he had no intention of making the journey to London. He wanted me to ensure that his wife made the journey out of the country, but he was going to turn himself into the police. He told me he would say it was a robbery and that he has nothing of the involvement or of our arrangements. I've sympathized with him in a strong sense of justice, but such a risky plan was simply unacceptable. I said no. I told him we would finish our arrangement exactly as planned. He protested, so I felt I had no choice but to convince him. I told him that if he didn't comply, I would have his wife deported at once. I told him that she would never see freedom again. He became angry, we began to argue, and then he became violent. I didn't want to hurt him, but I panicked as he approached me, and I fired a shot in his direction. It hit the window. Startled, he lost his balance and fell through the shattered glass. You remember what I told you of the Vendrikan Revolution? I was a university student at the time of which this took place. In truth, I was deeply involved, together with Gordon and our friend Meyer. We were very young, very idealistic. We wanted the best for our country, and we were determined to fight for it. There was a period where it seemed as if all of our efforts were being thwarted, as if before we had a chance to act. One of our companions was acting as an informant, and one day Gordon revealed to me that he had discovered the traitor's identity. It was Meyer. I confronted Meyer with this information. He denied everything. He began to accuse us of being informants, of betraying him. I do not remember much about what happened next. All I know is that Gordon and I left the meeting alive, and Meyer did not. I have lived every moment of my life since this incident trying to hide from it. I left my home country. I refused to think about it, even for a moment, that I had succeeded in forgetting it entirely. Oh, add an extra word there on accident. Joe Gordon informed me that the lawyer, Maxwell, somehow discovered what we had done. Those who knew Meyer believed he died in an uprising. Gordon and I covered our tracks carefully. Perhaps not carefully enough. Lastly, I would like to talk about Emma. or Alma, the wife of Otto Keller, and the woman I so shamefully made a widow. When Otto died, after you went to sleep, I went to his home myself to meet with Alma. I'm so sorry this happened, but we must go through with the plan. I don't know if I can. I'm afraid you don't have a choice. You must be on the train tomorrow. If you aren't, I don't want you to die too. Please. I was determined to make sure that Alma completed her journey with no interference. To at least allow the woman whose life I chose, or whose life I destroyed, an opportunity to find freedom in a new country. I know that the detective will read this letter, and to you I humbly request, please, let her go. She has done nothing wrong, and she deserves an opportunity to rebuild her life free from oppression. I know everything I have told you will come as a great shock. I should have told Gordon that I wouldn't help him. I shouldn't have allowed myself to sink even lower in the name of hiding my past crimes. But I simply must accept that I am a weak man whose principles crumble in the face of overwhelming fear. I do not deserve to be a teacher, and I do not deserve such wonderful people such as yourselves as my students. Aki, I'm sorry I doubted you, and I'm certain that you will flourish as a scholar of great talent and principle. And Emma, to have been your teacher was one of my greatest pleasures in my career. I know you thought very highly of me and greatly valued my guidance. I too cherish our time, as if you were my own family. The pain I feel in having betrayed your trust is almost too great to bear. If there's a silver lining, it's that I can rest knowing you will become a woman of greater character than any man, much less myself, could ever be. In the end, I only would have gotten in your way. I write these words in hopes that you both may learn from my mistakes. You are young, you live in prosperous times, you have your whole lives ahead of you. You have an opportunity to make something great, to make something of yourselves that I never could. Please, do not take this for granted. Thank you both for everything. Goodbye. You know, I don't think that I could, after reading the words of him, continue being a scholar, at least in the same path that I was going. Because I feel like I'd have a moment of just like, this is not the kind of person that I want encouraging words from. Kind of situation, you know? But anyway. Emma. It's like, okay, to give an example of that, imagine you wanted to be a great swimmer and you were looking up to this one dude for your entire dream of like becoming a swimmer. Then it turns out that guy's a mass murderer. But like you had a connection with that guy and like that person was, you know, your everything in terms of a dream swimmer, like an ideal swimmer. Best there is, that kind of shit. And then it's like, oh, the person I've looked up to this entire time was evil. And he's telling me that I could do great things. I don't want to do great things in your eye. How are you holding up? I'm okay. Detective, how's Emma doing? I spoke with her briefly after she came to. She told me she was okay and that she wanted some time alone to think. I can tell she's a pretty tough girl. I know she'll make it through this, but deep down, it's clear she's really hurting. Don't worry, though. We'll keep an eye on her until we arrive. Thank you. You're a good kid, you know that? Trust me, I'm a good judge of character. I get the feeling that when she's ready for a shoulder to cry on, you'll be there for her. What about Alma? Have you found her yet? No, I've looked all around, but there's no sign of her. It's very strange, but I'm starting to think it's possible she fled from the train while we stopped. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe when the train had stopped, she, like, dipped. It wasn't that somebody else came and grabbed her. She she dipped and she locked the door to prevent people from following her. And then just, like, got the fuck out of there. supposed to be on board anyway. It's unlikely anyone would have noticed. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay. It's quite a lot of this that I'm still trying to make sense of. How could Martin have hidden the sound of the gunshot? It's not like a single person I've talked to said they heard anything strange. I'm still in the dark about a lot of your investigation. If you don't mind, can we discuss some details? Maybe it'll help me piece things together. Where do I start? Alright, well, review time. I want you to take me through what happened today, from beginning to end. Along the way, I may have some questions, so bear with me. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Sure. First thing we did today was... we woke up and we went to see Martin, because Emma was already talking to Martin, so... yeah. Talked to Martin. After what happened with Mr. Fisher last night, Emma wanted his advice. I see. Do you have any suspicions about him at that point? Did I? I think I did. So we got the idea of a study trip in the first place, but when we heard that Mr. Fisher was spying on Senator Gordon, we didn't really know what to make of it. If only I had learned about the connection between Martin and Gordon sooner. Before we had left, Martin told us to be careful and he'd rather us not get involved in anything. I suspect at this point he already knew it was only a matter of time before he found his secret. After that, we decided to go and find Mr. Fisher. You know, why were you too interested in finding him in the first place? Well, that's because you may have witnessed Emma and Alma together. Yeah. Turns out, Fisher was one of the few people who may have witnessed Emma and Alma together before Alma went missing. So, what did he say? Did he see them together? No, he didn't, but he did see something else in the lounge that raised our suspicions. He saw Vita make a deal with the bartender. Vita, huh? I had a feeling that woman and her husband were up to something. The bartender told us that Vita had gotten a glass of wine, but Fisher remembered it differently. He saw Vita give the bartender money, but without a drink. The bartender was very clear with us that 3 drinks were sold, and his cash register confirmed it, so if Vita wasn't one of them, then yeah, we were able to catch him in a lie and prove that Alma must have had tea with Emma that morning. So then, that's it. Vita paid him to keep his mouth shut. Yeah, exactly. Actually, we were suspicious of Vita and Monty from the beginning because of the ring we found in their cabin. A ring? Yeah, an engraving on it said, "To my beloved AK." We didn't know at the time, but yeah, her last name is Keller. Bartender never fully admitted to anything, but he gave us something that confirmed our suspicions. The money. Wanted us to tell her that he wanted us to tell her that he changed his mind. That explains why I saw you two outside of Vita and Monty's cabin earlier. I could immediately tell those two were suspicious, but I wasn't able to get anything out of them. Vita didn't pull any punches. Looked like her comments must have really bothered him. So, what happened when you confronted them? Took some effort. We did eventually get Vita to admit that she knew something about them. About Alma. She wouldn't tell us anymore, though. We got so close, but she was right about one thing. Even though we knew something was going on, we didn't have any real evidence. But wait, I thought you had Alma's ring. No, we didn't. It had gone missing overnight. Emma had it in her room when she went to bed, but it wasn't there when we woke up. We thought we were finished, but then Martin showed up with the missing ring. After that, Emma and I joined him in his cabin, and he told us everything. Almost everything. But he was helping Senator Gordon smuggle Alma out of the Vendrika because she was under threat of deportation. And that plan involved hiding her in a piece of Monty's stage equipment in the storage car. No wonder we couldn't find her. He told us he took the ring out of Emma's room so Emma and I wouldn't get involved, and he even said that there was someone else he was suspicious of. Who, me? Yeah, it was hard to believe, but he told us the Vendrikan police were unsympathetic to Gambrican immigrants, and that if Alma was found, she'd be deported or worse. I'm ashamed to admit it, but that part is certainly true. That's why I changed my mind about Fisher. I couldn't bring him back to Vendrika knowing what would happen to him. Yeah, he told us everything about Emma. You told us about that when Emma and I saw you in the lounge car earlier. There was one more thing he told us that finally made us suspicious of Martin. It was Alma's last name, I think. Martin didn't tell us Alma was married to the man who was murdered 3 days ago, so we knew that there was had to be something more to the story. That's when we decided we needed to talk to Alma herself. She was the only person who could have told us the whole truth. So you went to the storage car to look for her. It wasn't easy, but we eventually found it in a very unlikely place. He was underneath the floor of the big cage in a hidden compartment. Unreal. I just can't believe how you two would be able to discover, and to think that I was ready to call it quits. God, what kind of detective am I? I'm sorry, don't mind me. Please continue. Alma was reluctant at first, but she trusted Emma, so she eventually opened up to us. She told us about the man who blackmailed her husband, Otto, to get him to murder Maxwell. And just as she was about to tell us who it was, the train came to a stop and the lights went off. That's when we finally got the lights back on, and Alma was gone. And we discovered someone had locked us in. If it wasn't for the porter coming by and unlocking the door, he might have been stuck there for the rest of the trip. Suppose it was Martin who did that. Does that mean that he came to pull the emergency stop? But why would he... Wait, I think I know why. Yeah, think about it. Other than making the train stop, what could he wow. Reset. Other than making the train stop, what could he cause to happen by pulling the brake? The noise, which he would then use to kill himself. Can't figure out how Martin hit the sound of the gunshot on a crowded train, but the whistle must have provided cover. The whistle always sounds when the train stops and starts, so by pulling the brake, he'd predict exactly when it was going to blow. All he had to do was wait in his cabin for the train to start moving again. Well, that's a plausible theory at least, but it doesn't explain what happened to Alma. Once the porter left, Emma and I decided we needed to confront Martin, and that's when we ran into you outside the door. Thank you. I think I have a good understanding of everything now. Maxwell discovered Gordon's dark secret, and as a result, was murdered by Otto, and who subsequently killed by Martin. I guess that just about wraps up my case then. Both murders are accounted for, and both culprits are no longer with us. The only person left to be brought to justice would be Senator Gordon. Something wrong? No, it's nothing. It's just something I need to think about. None of this should have happened the way it did. It was my responsibility to solve the case, and I failed. I'm sorry. Detective, what are you going to do now? I don't know. I really don't. But at least I have some time to figure it out. I'm going to check on Emma. If you can, try to get some rest. You should arrive in London by 10 o'clock. Thank you, Detective. What now? Chapter 5, Finale. Doing that shit next time. Well, once we get to a stopping point. What? Oh, hi, Emma. Totally zoned out for a minute there. Are you feeling okay? Yeah, I think so. Well, anyway, as I was saying, I finally looked over your... Chapter 5 is going to be just like a last, end of the story thing, I think, actually, so maybe we'll just get this done. Left a few notes that I'd like you to consider, but it's really wonderful. I'm really proud of you. A term paper? Yes, your paper on the hot dog stand outside the hotel. You just asked me to read a few hours ago. You sure you're feeling okay? Yeah, no, sorry. I mean, thank you. I appreciate you looking over it. I'll check out your feedback a little bit later. I thought you were joking when you told me earlier, but you really did some compelling research. I know Professor Martin is going to be impressed. Professor Martin? Can't stop thinking about how great our trip was. I'm so glad I got to do this before I graduated. I'm really gonna miss all of this. But hey, this isn't really the end, right? Maybe someday, years from now, 3 of us can get together and take another trip. But this time, not as teachers and students, but as friends. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm sorry, did that sound weird? I guess being so close to graduation makes me sound a little sentimental. No, it's just... Oh, I'm sorry, I have to go. I told Martin that I would be visiting him during office hours in a few minutes. I really need to get moving. If you have questions about your paper, let me know. I'll see you later. Yeah, okay. Bye. Wait, Emma? What's up? It's just... I'm really gonna miss you too. Hmm. God, what an embarrassing dream. Looks like we won't be arriving for another 30 minutes or so. But how Emma's holding up. Yeah, I feel like chapter 5 is gonna be not too long. What if I can, like, look this up without, like, spoiling? Let's see. Uh... Okay, but I think this might actually be a little bit longer. Okay, now I'm seeing, like, when I'm looking up, chapter 5, like, playthroughs, I guess, I'm seeing 30 minutes. So, I guess it really would just be better to get this out of the way now. Alright, fine. I'll stream for longer. Not here. Wonder where she went. Well, alright, I guess I have some time. I'll do a quick look around the train, see if I can find her. Closest place to check would be the lounge car. Lounge car. After this, I'm gonna go eat. Hey. Hey, you. Haven't you heard the news? Yeah, haven't you heard? Somebody in the train was murdered. Murdered? Can you believe it? Palmer, I don't think he heard me. No, it must not have. Maybe you should say it louder. Ah, yes, yes, this will do the trick. I am. Alright. No, I heard you the first time. Murder. Yeah, very interesting. You seem like you don't believe us, do you? I mean, to be fair, it's not like you have any evidence. Evidence? Who needs evidence when you have Gulper's intuition? How does that help? Listen, the train didn't come to an emergency stop for no reason. Sure, the attendants have assured us there was no cause for concern, but that only makes us more suspicious. I'm clearly trying to cover something up to avoid bad press. What else could that be? More damning than murder. Sorry, Dennis. Sounds like a pretty big leap to me. Ah, why aren't you letting me have any fun? Okay, fine. There's no real evidence of murder, I know, but there's definitely something fishy going on here. My intuition never fails. It's not wrong about that. I just wish we could have had more time to figure out what it was. Just our luck. So, there's an actual news it's gotten out. Okay, it's probably for the best. If people knew what happened, it might cause panic. But Dennis, we need to finish packing. Ah, you're right. Sorry, my friend, but we must take our leave. I wish you the best from now on to the end of your round. May your lies be flat, and your putts be true. Good luck. Okay, that did say lies. I didn't misread that. Oh, hello. It's nice to see you again. How are you feeling? Looking for your friend? I'm very sorry I haven't seen her. If you haven't already, I would ask the bartender. He seems to have a keen sense of what's going on around the train. Everyone on board seems restless. People are spreading quite sensational rumors, and a detective did seem somewhat funny, or seemed somewhat uneasy last time I saw him. What if something happened? I must apologize for my part in everything that transpired these past few days. Okay, Mr. Fisher, you helped us. Helped lead us to the truth, and we can't thank you enough for that. It's very kind of you to say. The detective told me he was going to let me stay in London. I couldn't hold back my tears. I think even after everything that's transpired, he would be kind enough to let me go. Well, it's overwhelming to say the least. But after excitement settled down, I began to think and realize something very important. I've been quite selfish, truly. As much as I want to see my daughter and my family, I believe I still have work to do. I'll be returning to Vendrika with the detective, and when I do, I'll confess to all I have done. To all that I know. Are you sure? If you have the truth, you might be. I know, there'll be consequences for my actions, but they are a small price to pay when it comes... Small price to pay for helping justice be done, and for a clean conscience. It's only after I make up my part in this ordeal that I can face my daughter. I believe... No. I will see her again. When I do, it'll be as a man worthy of being her father. You know, I think you're already a worthy father, Mr. Fisher. Thank you. Alright, asshole. Well, you're back. Tell me, how did it go with the magician and his wife? Did you find your dream woman? You don't want to tell me? It's not that, it's just... No, it's fine. You don't need to tell me. The look on your face says it all. I can tell you found what you were looking for. But I sensed that the result wasn't quite what you hoped it would be. Yeah, something like that. Well, such is life. No, I have not seen her. Train is awash with gossip. It would appear that something dramatic took place after the train stopped. That being said, most of the passengers have little idea what actually transpired, myself included. Not even my strongest blend could weaken the detective's constitutions enough to make him tell me. Relax, it was a joke. Nevertheless, I have heard some rumors. If you're curious, I'd be happy to divulge. No games this time? No games. I think we've both had enough fun for one ride, yes. Not entirely sure how this rumor started, but many passengers seem to believe the murder took place while we were stopped. Granted, nobody I've talked to has any evidence of this, and I'm sure that isn't quite as dramatic, but that hasn't stopped some more questionable passengers from pretending it to be a Hercule French word. It's very irritating. Probably talking about Dennis and Palmer. It's very clear that the detective is hiding something from us, but, well, it's none of my business, and very soon we will arrive in London, and the journey will be behind us. I would suggest that everyone move on from what took place. Oops. What did that say? I would suggest that everyone move on from whatever took place here and prepare the train, or prepare to return to their dull, unsensational lives. That's my opinion anyway. I think you have the right idea. Cool. Did I not speak to them enough? Hope nothing terrible's happened. Yeah. I did hear one more thing. On top of... One of the porters was complaining about a man and a woman bothering him in a strange car. He described the woman as fearsome. Could be if you didn't, Monty. I want to find Emma, but I wonder what they're up to. When I'm done here, I should check it out. Oh, it's you. Wondered what might have happened. I wondered if I might see you before we arrive. Where's your friend? I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Oh, I see. Yes, Monty, I know, I'm getting to it. Well, when you see her, please tell her that I apologize. And I apologize to you as well. I know I treated you both dreadfully. In my mind, I was only doing whatever I could to protect my husband. I was involved myself in a scheme for his benefit, but it's only now that I can see that what a wicked person I had become. So, yes, I am sorry. How was that, Monty? I smile. That's nice. Thanks, I appreciate it. You know, I'm really not so bad when you get to know me. Ha 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 ha. Sure, Vita. Sorry, no, we haven't seen her. Yes, we know what happened to your professor. Monty and I spoke with the detective. When he told us what happened, I knew the jig was up. I didn't know I was involving myself with murderers. If I had known... No, I should be honest. I knew they were up to no good. I chose to look the other way. I'd have done anything for Monty, even if it meant involving ourselves in dangerous criminals. With dangerous criminals. You understand, don't you? It's only love. Well, maybe someday you'll understand. Maybe even someday maybe someday soon if you play your cards right. That said, for you to discover your professor like that and to only find out about his crimes in that way, it's all quite awful. I am sincerely sorry to have played a part in it. It's okay, Vita. Emma and I will be okay. I hope so. If you spoke with Detective Daltrey, then what's gonna happen to you two? Oh, I don't know. The detective didn't arrest us, but I'm sure that's just because his hands are full at the moment. I don't expect he'll let us off the hook, and I don't intend to be a nuisance for him. Sure, part of me thinks that two of us should just make a break for it when we get to London, but that's the old Vita. No more plans and schemas. From now on, I'm all about doing the right thing. Whatever makes you happy, darling. Oh, I'm actually kind of touched. Don't have anything else to discuss with them. I should go back to looking for Emma. Before you go, there's something I should tell you. Can I trust you? What do you mean? I'm about to tell you requires the utmost discretion. You can't tell anyone, not even the detective. Alright, I know this is about. Yeah, you can trust me. Good. I have a message for you. I wasn't sure if I would get to deliver it, but since you're here, well, here goes nothing. She'd like to speak with you. She's hiding in our cabin. Door's locked, but if you knock and say who it is, she'll let you in. Does she mean that's all I can tell you? After all, the new Vita is supposed to have nothing to hide, right? We better hurry, though. We'll be arriving in London pretty soon. Thank you, I'm on my way. Good luck. Could it really be Alma? Oh, hey. Just a man I wanted to see. I was on my way to come get you. Detective Daltrey, I wonder what he's up to now. I was just with Emma in the observation car. She told me she wanted to talk with you. Oh, that's funny. I've been looking for her. That's the only place I haven't checked. Gotta come up to you then. I'll be arriving soon, so you shouldn't keep her waiting too long. How's she doing? She's okay, but I can tell she's got a lot on her mind. I know she's been through a lot, and has every right to be upset. Even so, I get the sense that something else has been bothering her. I call it my detective instinct. Haha, title drop. Well, whatever she's hiding, or whatever she's thinking, it's none of my business. I'll let you two sort it out. I wonder what's on her mind. You know, I spoke with him for a pretty long time yesterday. I liked him. He seemed like a decent man, compassionate about his work, and proud of his students. I'll admit, his connection to Vendrika and his presence in the hotel raised my suspicions, but after talking with him, I was sure there's no way a guy like that could have hurt anyone. The professor went through a lot of hardship. That can't excuse his actions, but do you think it's fair to judge someone for how they act in impossible situations no person should ever have to endure? I just can't help but wonder. What would I have done in that situation? If I was left with no choice, what would you do? I don't know. Yeah, neither do I. What about you? You figured out what you're gonna do next? You're gonna quit? Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I may know the truth, but bringing any true resolution to this situation is gonna be difficult. What started as a murder ended up as a genuine government conspiracy. And I get the sense that Senator Gordon is going to have to make some contingency plans for this exact scenario. Even if Martin was alive to confess, bringing Gordon to justice would be more difficult. Without him, well, I promise you I'll do everything in my power to bring the truth to light and have Gordon answer for his crimes. But for you and Emma, the story ends when we get to London. If I've learned anything these past few days, it's that I've allowed myself to ignore my country's problems for far too long. I'm not naive enough to think I can solve them alone, but all I can do is try my best to bring some closure to everything that's happened these past few days, and hopefully, if I can, it'll be a step in the right direction. My advice, forget about Vendrika, go back to your lives, and leave the rest to me. Okay? Okay. Well, I'd rather go find Emma, so I'm gonna get going. Oh yeah, you should. Sorry to have kept it for so long. It's detective instinct again. You're hiding something from me, aren't you? What? Oh well. I told Vita I wouldn't say anything, but you know, I was really sticking my neck out by telling Fisher I'd let him stay in London. If there was any other stowaways aboard, it'd be really hard for me to get away with letting them walk. But I sympathize with them in spite of what my job asks me to do, you know? My heart sometimes tells me to do the opposite. So, maybe, if there were any other stowaways still on board, well, maybe it's for the best I don't know about it. Well, I'm gonna try and get one last drink before we arrive. Sure hope the bar's still open. I'll catch up with you and Emma when we get to the station. Sound good? Yeah, sound good. Thanks, Detective, and good luck with everything. Don't sweat it. Alright, so Emma's waiting for me in the observation car. I'll catch up with her as soon as I can, but first, I need to talk with Alma. Hey, I got a pizza here. It's me, Aki. She's okay. Hello, it's good to see you again. Same to you. Why would you not want to talk with Emma instead of me? I would think, like, since Emma's the person you actually kind of became friends with. Whatever. I owe you an explanation, but if you don't mind, I would like to explain with both you and Emma, if I could. Okay, cool, that makes more sense. Do you know where she is? Yes, she's in the observation car. I was just about to go see her. Alright, have fun, Kai. See you later. Want to come with me? I don't think I should leave this place with the detective still snooping around. I understand, I don't want you to get into anything you're comfortable with, but you don't have to worry about Detective Daltra. He's alright, trust me. It's okay, though. I'll go get her. Wait, hold on. I'll come with you. Are you sure? Yes, I trust you. And if you trust the detective, then I do too. Okay, let's go. Here she is outside on the platform. Hey, it's where you guys first met. How nice. Hey, girly pop. How are you doing? I'm alright. I just keep going over everything in my head. I don't know what to think or what to feel. It still just doesn't seem real. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Hey, I brought someone with me. She wants to talk to us. Hello again, Emma. Alma. Oh, well, I'm so glad to see you're okay. When we lost you earlier, I thought the worst. I'm sorry to have worried you so much. This whole time I've been nothing but a burden to you. I feel so guilty. I feel like I owe you both so much. Again, I just wanted to do the right thing. Just wanted to help someone in need, and we wanted to find the truth. You don't owe us anything. I mean, a high five. But I think you can help us with one more thing. Finding the real truth. Yes, you deserve that. You deserve to know what happened after I met you in the storage car. The lights went out. No, not that. That's not what I meant. What am I getting at? I don't. Emma, what's this about? So, is she the actual killer? Is that what we're getting at here? There's still something that about Martin's story that doesn't make sense. It's a small thing, but I can't help think about it. With everything we know, do you still think Edison killed Maxwell? Oh, about to say, yeah, I read that very wrong. Who do you think killed Edison Maxwell? Edison killed Maxwell. I'm like, that's not. Reading is hard. Reading out loud is even harder. Fun fact. Maxwell, but that's, right? It was. Well, the person that they want us to say is Otto. But the thing is, if Otto killed him, why would Alma say stuff like she doesn't deserve kindness? So I'm just gonna go ahead and you have something to tell us, don't you? Do you mind if I tell you a bit about my husband, Otto? It was shortly after we were married that Otto suggested we flee to Ventrica. But even after we moved, we struggled to get by. Both of us searched for suitable work to little success. The only jobs we could find were low-paying positions as housekeepers for that dreadful lawyer Maxwell. We would alternate days, and for some reason, one of us was unable to work, the other one would go instead. The work was grueling, and Maxwell was a tyrant. Both Otto and I were so worn down. I would often return home late at night and break down in tears, but Otto never complained. He would comfort me, reassure me that someday our situation would improve, that this wouldn't be forever. spite of everything, he believed in Vendrika. He was truly a good man. One night, Otto returned home looking pale. I asked him what was wrong, and he told me that this was the night that your professor first met with him and instructed him to kill Maxwell. He confessed to me that what he'd been told, and he was beside himself. He didn't know what to do. Thought we should go to the police, but I feared that they would be unsympathetic. I feared the consequences for us if your professor found out. When the night came that Otto was to kill Maxwell, he was supposed to go to work like normal, but Otto couldn't even get out of bed. He was sick to his stomach. Okay, so she is a ride or die wife. Got it. He had decided not to do it. He could never kill a man. He was too good for that. As always, he reassured me that everything would be alright, but we both knew it was different this time. I was so frightened. And then Otto, too sick to go to work, asked me if I would go for him, as I had done many times before. Went to Maxwell that night. I don't believe he heard me come into the door because his attention was elsewhere. As I walked in, I overheard the end of a conversation he was having on the phone. It sounded like he was bragging to one of his colleagues. He boasted that he was blackmailing the Gambrican government. He boasted about how he was blackmailing a Gambrican immigrant he had working for him. He laughed as he told his old friend how he threatened to have the man deported if he didn't obey. He was exploiting another struggling Gambrican in the same way his professor was exploiting my husband. It made me so angry. I was so afraid. So many thoughts were rushing through my mind, and I night night. I immediately fled and told my husband what I had done. He just looked at me in a way that he never looked at me before. He got up and got dressed immediately. He told me he was going to meet your professor as originally planned, as if he had completed the job. So they were both ride or dies for each other. He left, and that was the last time I ever saw him. That's some true love right there. Like, they were both willing to, like, go to bat for each other immediately, no hesitation. I don't know that he had planned to turn. I didn't know he had planned to turn himself in and take credit for the murder. I suppose that was his way of accepting responsibility for what I had done. It's only later I found out that he intended to have me travel to London alone. Even before then, I knew. It was the look he gave me, the moment that I saw his face. I knew that he didn't love me anymore, and how could he? How could a decent man like Otto love a murderer? It wasn't good enough for him. I let him down. He'd let me go. I don't think that's how it was, to be honest. That isn't true. Martin never intended to kill your husband. So, he said so in his letter. It was an altercation they had in the hotel, but it wasn't because Otto decided to turn himself in. It's because Martin threatened you. Martin told Otto that he would be deported if he refused to comply. Otto protested, and so Martin panicked and shot him. I think your husband tried to do the right thing, both for himself and for you. He died trying to protect you, Alma. I think you have something that belongs to Alma, don't you? Oh yeah, that's right. This is... Found it in Vita and Monty's cabin. It's your wedding ring, isn't it? I took this off after they found me, after I talked to you. Left it in their cabin because I didn't think I should wear it anymore. It's because of this ring that we found you, Alma. We knew it was yours from the engraving. my beloved Alma Keller. Your husband loved you, Alma, until the very end. Oh, Otto. The lights went out. Your professor immediately grabbed me and took me back to his cabin. He spoke with me in some detail about his life, about who he actually was and who he was to you two. Then he handed me his gun. He had seen he had the scene set look like a suicide. All I had to do was place the gun in his hand when I was finished. He instructed me to wait in the train till the train started moving and to shoot me when the whistle blew. Then I was to go to the magician's cabin and hide with them until the train finally arrived in London. I suppose this was how he felt he could make amends for Otto's death, allowing me to take revenge. I took the gun. I stood there, waiting for the train to move. Neither of us said a word. We just stared in each other's eyes for it felt like an eternity. He wasn't afraid. He had made up his mind. It was pitiful. So I waited and waited until. That's a fine plot twist. It's okay. You don't have to tell us anymore. I don't blame you. After what he had done to you, I'm sure I'd have done the same. Emma, please don't get the wrong idea. I don't blame you for thinking like you do. After all, what I've done is something that I will have to live with for the rest of my life. But I didn't kill your professor. After some time had passed, I'd handed him the gun, and I'd left. Yeah, thought so. 3 nights ago, I nearly lost myself. Grief and guilt clouded my mind, and I didn't feel like I had anything left to live for. When I was lying alone in that cage, I ceased to feel anything at all. May as well have been dead. As soon as the train departed, I escaped from where I was hidden, came here to this exact spot. I intended to end my own life. I waited here, trying to work up the courage to do the only thing I thought was left for me, when suddenly you appeared and brought me back down to earth. You helped bring my humanity back to me, and it wasn't about to lose it again for something as horrible as revenge. You're a special girl, with a good heart. I sincerely hope, in spite of everything, I sincerely hope that your spirit isn't broken. Should arrive in just a few minutes. I'm going to return to the magician's cabin. If you want to tell the detective about me, I won't stop you. Alma, I'm glad we found you, and maybe someday we'll come back to London and find you again. Does that sound good? I'd like that. Thank you. Goodbye. See you later, Alma. Goodbye. Emma? Yeah? I'm just curious. About Alma. I'm pretty surprised you knew that she did it. Did you pick up on the same inconsistency with Maxwell's murder that I did? Yeah, it was... inconsistency with the murder. It couldn't be the murder weapon. The murder weapon was just a knife that was found inside of the place. Nature of the crime scene? I mean, it was a knife in the back, but... Time of death was at night when, again, either of them could have been... Oh, I think it has to be the nature of the crime scene. Never able to charge with anything. nature of the crime scene, I think. The location of the body is what was bothering me. Oh, right. He did say that it looked like a robbery. Or he said it was a robbery, right? But, like, it wasn't a robbery at all. It was just, like, a regular... Like, he worked for him. The dinner wouldn't have mattered at all. I think the dinner is, like, a red herring entirely. Because, I mean, he had a steak dinner. I don't really see what that would have to do with anything. Um... Location of the body. Okay, thought so. Because the whole scene looking like a robbery thing, it really wasn't. Like, it was a stealth kill. According to Daltrey, the scene of the crime was very clean. There was no sign of a struggle or even indication of a robbery. Right. But Martin specifically said that the plan involved making the scene look like a robbery. Otto could have made a mistake, but under clear circumstances, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was another explanation. That's when I realized the murder might have been committed by someone who knew only part of the plan. The part of the plan involved killing Maxwell. The only person left would have been, yeah. Aki, do you think we did the right thing? What do you mean? Keep thinking about what would have happened if we had not gotten involved in this. Right now, we'd be sitting around, just be thinking about how nice of a trip this was, and Martin would still be here. It's not like I wish that we hadn't learned the truth. It's just maybe there would have been a better way if I had done things differently. If I just wasn't too obsessed with finding Alma. It's just how could I not be? How could I just forget about her? She was alone, and nobody else was looking for her, and nobody else seemed to care about her at all. Couldn't do nothing. If somebody else was going to fight for her, then it had to be me. Or if nobody else. Oops. At least that's what I thought now. I'm not so sure. Should I have just minded my own business and left it alone? I'm sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. Hey, Emma, could you tell me something? Why did you want me to come on this trip? I don't know. Why do you ask? Just, when you first told me about this whole thing, I wasn't too sure about it. You were just insistent in telling me how good it'd be for my writing and how it'd be a good chance for me to show Martin what I could do. I know you really meant all that, but is that really the only reason? No. No, of course it wasn't. I was nervous about traveling overseas for the first time, and I didn't want to... I mean, I know I'd be safe with Professor Martin, it's just... I didn't want to go alone. I wanted someone I could share the experience with, and I wanted it to be you. And now look at the mess I got you into. Must think I sound pretty pathetic. You know, Emma, before we met, I really felt kind of lost. Past few years, thought I figured something out, or at least for the first time, thought I had a goal. I wanted to prove myself to Martin, just like you did. Sometimes in class you'd answer him so enthusiastically he'd give you a sly smile of approval. I'd just roll my eyes. But honestly, I was jealous. I was jealous that Martin thought so highly of you. I just knew I couldn't compare. I just wanted what you had. Someone who really believed in me and talent to deserve it. I don't know if it was because I was jealous or what, but it just seems dumb now. Emma, you saved someone's life. You saved her life just by being who you are and by doing what you thought was the right thing to do. And on top of that, it's all because you were because of you that the real truth behind multiple horrible crimes finally came to light. Never had any reason to be jealous, but from the day I met you, I already had someone to look up to. think you did the right thing. I'm glad I was there to help you do it. And both Alma and Martin were right about you. You really are a remarkable person. I'm glad to have you as a tutor. And a friend. Thank you, Aki. And don't think that just because of all of this you can skip writing that term paper. Jesus. Martin isn't here anymore, so it's my responsibility to make sure we finish this study program. I won't take no for an answer. I want this to be the best essay you've ever written, okay? Don't worry. It will be. Good. Can't wait to read it. Yay, hugs are nice. And it's a very long hug. I'd be uncomfortable by now. I'd be wanting to pull away. Oh, that's Detective Instinct. Farewell, my beloved. That was neat. Wasn't the best thing ever I've played, but I was pretty engaged the entire time. I didn't feel like any of the plot twists were, like, super bullshitty, like, out there. Just like it's a plot twist for the sake of being a plot twist. It felt pretty decent all the way through. I really liked the music in this game, and I liked the sprite work. It was very expressive. So, yeah, I don't think this was a waste of my time. I should really get better at reading out loud, though, if I'm going to keep playing these story games. So, that's something I need to practice for sure. This is why I love indie games, though. Like, you get some really interesting and unique experiences in this kind of stuff. Because while you can always get, like, some amazing cinematic masterpiece from a $70, $80 game, you can also just really not. And, like, a lot of them will get formulaic to a point. But with indie games, I don't know. I feel like the lower expectation in them kind of can lead to me having a better overall impression of the game at the end of it. Because you're not paying $60 for this. You're paying like 20, 15, sometimes 10 for a game that's its own experience. And sure, this wasn't like a 20-hour long set of stories. This was like a single Ace Attorney story. But I liked this. This was good, and I would recommend this to other people who haven't played visual novels or stuff like this. It wasn't super hard to figure out how to play. It had its little comedic relief moment with the golfer guys, but it had a pretty good plot, didn't overstay its welcome, all that stuff. I liked this one. This was good. I am curious, though, if I am missing any. I am missing a few achievements. Not really anything special. It's kind of just like getting some super small things. But, yeah. Good game. I don't really think I need to do a 100% run. The game isn't gonna, like, give me anything really special that's worth, like, going through. I might, like, just go and get the extra achievements at some point myself, just to get another game platinumed out there, because I like platinuming games sometimes, especially indie games, because, again, they're so much shorter, and they don't overstay their welcome. So I might do that. This was good. Now, I'm hungry as shit, so I'm gonna go eat. But before that, because I haven't done this in a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and raid someone, just because why not? And as for who to raid, I think Joshua's live, so... Yes, he is. Cool. I'm gonna raid this guy, because I like him. Alright. Raiding... now. See you later.